Demon Rain.
Oh, I don't have a playlist for it anymore. I use Tabletop Audio, which is a copyright-free website that has a bunch of different
The
like
common mistake
orchestrated musics and crafted
Abrams players make is
songs
getting
that
parried after seismic slam
allow
and
me
shoulder
to do
charge.
different kind of moods
If you
and
stun
stuff
an
like that. They
enemy at
also
the
have
outer edge of his
soundboards
ult,
and stuff like
they will
that
have
for
enough
different
time to
sounds.
parry a heavy melee. This also applies to base level
That's
shoulder
wonderful.
charge.
I'm not in Fort Campbell, so I don't care about
Make sure
the fact
shoulder
that I've
charge
got
is
a
level
fucking
2 to
tornado
guarantee a
warning
hit.
from there. Thank you, I guess.
Similar to Abrams, the mistake
The
Apollo
fuck?
players make is getting parried after landing riposte. Riposte must be at max level to guarantee a heavy melee.
So where do I gotta
For
find the
Bebop, a
spot?
common mistake is using Hyper Beam too close to
What are you
enemies.
talking about?
His ultimate
I
has
need
a
to
very
find the
slow
vault so I
turning
can figure out how
animation,
much gold
making
we
it
got.
really easy to dodge.
It's on YouTube.
Instead, you should generally try to
am
use
in
Hyper
YouTube.
Beam
It's
from
not
mid to
in the
long
Will of the
ranges,
Splits
preferably on the
YouTube.
high ground, allowing you
What
to
is
track enemies much
The
easier.
newest episode. Barroso and Ale.
The most common mistake on Billy is
Episode
overusing
25.
heavy melee. Billy has the fastest light melee recovery time in the game, allowing him to be less telegraphed and to proc blasted more often. Use this to your advantage and spam them in any close range fights.
It was just after
Although heavy
talking with
melees
him
aren't
about
as efficient,
how
they can
y'all
be
were
useful in baiting
looking
out
to
parries
get the
or
gold
for farming jungle
from
camps.
the job, and
A
that
common
you all
mistake
had
Calico
to
players
leave
make
the
is
church.
taking medium to long range fights where she's easily outtraded. Her kit relies on being close range and dealing quick bursts of damage, so try to
Okay,
take
what the
flank
fuck
angles
is
where you
that?
won't be poked down
Give me
before engaging with your combo. The mistake for Celeste is not learning any movement tech. Celeste has one of the strongest passives in the game, giving her decreased gravity scale as well as increased air control and acceleration.
Gems,
Learning how to wall jump, strafe, and bunny hop on her is a must. When mastered, Celeste can traverse the map more efficiently than any other hero in the game. For Doorman, a common mistake is setting up both doorways to do his kidnap combo. You can actually kidnap enemies with just the exit doorway setup, as you are able to cast doorway immediately after using cart. This makes the combo much more versatile and less telegraphed. A common mistake Drifter players make is always teleporting immediately after hitting Stalker's Mark. While this can be good situationally, it's good to be patient, as marked enemies will often waste stamina trying to run away. This will give you the stamina advantage after teleporting, making it easier to stay within Drifter's effective range. The bad
was
habit
hot.
newer Dynamo players make is overforcing Singularity, getting big ults just for there to be no follow-up. The best way to use his ultimate is to wait for enemies to overextend and catch them off guard. Objectives like mid-boss and Urn are great for him, as they inherently force an overextension. The mistake for Graves is using her Jar of Dead in long-distance fights. This allows her skulls to be easily destroyed and kited. Instead, think of the ability as more of an enhanced auto-attack, using it only when in gun range of the enemy. This will cause the enemy to have to split focus between you and the skulls. For Great Talon, a common mistake people make is always immediately speeding up his guided owl. When you accelerate his owl, it becomes very hard to control. This can cause you to accidentally fly into walls when chasing down an enemy. When you know the enemy might retreat into cover, fly slowly to have higher steering control. Inexperienced Haze players get trigger happy and often immediately wake up sleeping targets. Sleep Dagger lasts for at least 3 seconds, allowing Haze to wind up a heavy melee for more burst damage. Additionally, waiting also gives allies time to react and set up big combos. For Holiday, a common mistake people make is going for obvious or dry spirit lassos, making it easy to dodge. Instead, engage from off angles and try to combo a barrel with it to increase its consistency and damage output.
Wow, Space Marines 2 is
For Infernus, a common mistake people
$18.
make is only using one ability at a time. Concussive Combustion, Napalm, and Flame Dash can all be used at the same time, allowing him to greatly increase his burst damage. The biggest mistake I see Ivy players make is using Kudzu Bomb on enemies too often. While it can do some damage, it's pretty easy to avoid. Generally, Kudzu Bomb is better used on minion waves and jungle camps, as it will always get the full value of its duration. It's good to think of it as a lane pressure and farming ability, rather than an offensive one. A lot of Kelvin players forget about the
So
versatility
this is
of
the
this
script
ice
I have
storm.
so
They
far.
usually just
Steam
use
and
it
Rain
either to
finds its
isolate
start
and
with a
pick
group
up
brought
enemies,
together by
or
a
to
job that was supposed to be a simple escort. Come to find out, they found themselves transporting a young girl that the noblemen's want. The nobleman. What's his name? What's his
Lork.
name?
The asshole.
Lorick. I'm gonna put that in there because why not? Makes sense to add his name.
Yep,
The
Lorik.
nobleman Lorik wants in the north before other nobles start using her against him. After a few strange interactions and the travel to the next city over, the group finds out a little more about this strange girl with the platinum hair and jade eyes, but find themselves now with a possible loose end that likes to run off at random. But that's not where the strangeness ends, as the party, having need of something to do as they travel, searches for herbs that Lars can use for healing potions, and one night, one of the group finds himself face to face with a pale figure that offers him a golden apple in trade for freedom. The group manages to continue their journey further along, and finding themselves in Gem, they manage to find a number of things they need for travel to continue, and more, as Thormir finds a temple of Gorok that allows him to ask questions of some of the believers there while trying not to stick out. But with their group needing to continue forward, they make their way forward along the path, only to find themselves blindsided by an unforeseen enemy. A massive automaton that destroys their carriage and slams Lars nearly out of commission is now face to face with the group.
Yeah, I got punched through wood and cloth.
I like to have this scene reenacted.
There's
I want to see
also
that animated.
there's season 2 or season 2 session 2 where there was a 3 men in the crossroads, and then later that night was the whole getting kidnapped by Madame Muerte.
Don't forget about the part where our wonderful Ferrati tries to run away at the beginning.
Yeah, that was
The loose
session
end
2.
that likes to run away at random.
That was session 2. But yeah, might want to mention the whole deal with the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 50 gold each. We got paid 175 gold pieces.
We started 8, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thought so.
Party inventory. 25 gold pieces. Okay, people, our party stock has gone up by 25 gold pieces. We got paid 175, 50 each. Paid Frotty the price of 2 daggers. Before we decided we should probably instead get her armor. Which we should probably all pitch in for because she doesn't have a full set of armor. At the same time, the Orcish Smith is definitely going to be concerned when we are going to be armoring a small child.
You tip for protection. I see no problem.
Well, typically keep the kid in the back without any armor, so they're not really a target.
Yeah, we didn't fight the golem until session 5.
Yeah. We went through...
Carriage
we went
destroyed,
through-
golem defeated, driver dead.
Had to embark on foot.
It's also when the brand happened. Session 6 is when we go from walking the road and Darrow pulls everybody into the forest on the side to go to the village, or nomad village.
Oh, that'd be a fun one. Is also to talk about Ferrati's character.
I'm so
saw
happy
him.
we didn't fight him. Holy crap.
Whom?
The
The
necromancer in the
necromancer.
villager.
We would have
yeah.
died. So hard.
The guy has an army, so no.
An army that was being completely snuffed out, but yes.
And the reason you had the carriage was because of that priest that asked you to help with something going on in Comdre.
Which we got paid handsomely for. I probably should
Will,
get
would you
paid
like me to
more.
send you my notes so that you can like skim through them and see other things that you may have forgotten about? The fucking zombies that are just humans that died too early because of a fuck-ass necromancer.
Yeah, then we got to fight Venom.
Not even just that. The interaction we had where we were sneaking around and we looked inside of a house that like had lights on inside, and we just see a woman with her kid and she's just reading her a story, and we notice that she's a fucking dead thing. And the whole reason for it is just because the nice necromancer was like, she died too soon. Why not? Give them a few more months together. Oh yeah, the necromancer is an ex-soldier from Darrow's company. Not just the fact that they talked about like war and the use of necromancy in it. Giant zombie with two heads of a troll monster. Combat phase, Darrow stabs and chops the knee off. Thormir takes an axe to the side and left at 4 HP.
Ugh.
Thormir being overdramatic, apparently. Not knowing
Oh,
the
I remember
damage
something
system.
very important. Trap chest.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Very important. Must be noted.
Yeah, no. Here's the other thing. You didn't have Thormir drink the health potion. You poured it on top of him.
And it works, cause magic, cause screw you. It just
Fuck you
works.
and your magic. It's a potion. You drink the damn thing.
Magical liquid works.
Yep, and Thormir was saved with a blood spell.
good times.
Oh yeah, and then fucking...
I don't have life transference.
Ferrati fucking pranked Darrow by using a dagger and the green fire to scare the shit out of him. This was also before
So-
we called her Ferrati. She was called Jade.
And then also when she ran off, and we had to try to go find her in a cabin. And
That was
pair of
early. That
pale
was early.
snake.
Motherfucker, I'm in half plate. Eat me.
Try to be sneaky. Foot
I'm in half plate.
floor.
It's
Yes,
also
I
a rotting floorboard. Eat
And I'm
me,
a
you
chunky
short
dwarf.
motherfucker.
And I'm chunky. Well,
Oh
not
my
chunky,
gosh,
but
shut
I'm
up.
dwarf. I'm just hefty. I'm hef. Hefty.
Hefty. Not jefe. That's boss in Spanish.
You can say hefty. That's fine.
No, I'm not calling you FA. No.
Okay.
In session 9, we fight skeletons.
We ready?
As ready as I can be.
Good.
You didn't answer if you want me to send you my notes.
You can if you want to. That's completely up to you. I'll leave it up to you, but they would be helpful.
It's also, can I? Fuck off. Stupid thing.
That is a great question. I suggest you find out.
Hello, kitty cats.
There we
Oh! Copying the entire thing into my Discord, I am negative 29,801 syllables over.
Yeah, send it to
Very
me,
nice.
and I can do it with Discord. Oh, yeah, I think I can actually gift you Nitro real quick with a free bonus or deal.
Yeah, James is good at that for some reason.
And
Well, they
Do-
just give me a random promotion, and it just
You're streaming
do I
Deadlock?
have to lie during this whole entire thing?
What the
'Cause I have
fuck are
to
you
s-
on?
I have to speak in the tongue of lies for a few days.
Oh.
I'm
No.
joking.
No.
Obviously, I'm
It-
joking.
I forgot about that.
As
Shut
funny
up.
as that would be, I don't think that would be a great
Please
idea.
don't provide confusion. That would
My
be
name
so
is
bad.
Boromir, and I'm an elf, and I love magic.
Shut up. No. Also, Will, did you hear me? You're on Deadlock still.
All right.
yeah, I was gonna say you're on Deadlock.
All right. We're gonna go on ahead and get started.
Woohoo!
Bub, you're streaming Deadlock.
Fuck. I knew there was gonna be something.
Yes, pet the cat. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you in the
There was
face.
gonna be something. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And yet.
You're mad at me now.
Lizard.
Hi, Clay. God
My
damn it.
computer is dying, apparently.
Then plug it in.
All right. 3, 2. Welcome. Welcome to the Will-O-Wisp Woods, everybody. So, if you're not aware, we are doing a recap this week. We are 25 episodes in on Steam and Rain. We are on the big 25. Next episode will be the 26th. We are all kinds of ways from Sunday deep in this shit, as the kids would say. So, if you've never been here before, welcome. We are happy to make this as simple and easy for you as possible.
We have 25 sessions to go over. No, it's not going to be simple and easy.
I mean, we went over a 60 episode Lauderdale once.
Mm-hmm.
We can do it.
if you've never been a viewer of Steam and Rain before, well, welcome. This is our first ever recap and Q&A, and we hope that you all will join us for it. We do hope that you will have a few questions for our players, because I do know that as fun as it is watching our players go through so many traumas and fun experiences and conversations with beings that will slap them around, I am certain that it is also interesting to hear their thoughts on different things going on in the game and in the story. So, we're going to go over all 25 episodes. We're going to go over everything from start to finish. If you have any questions, please feel free to save them for after the recap. I can't promise I will get all of the details correct, but thankfully I have wonderful, wonderful note takers who are going to help me along if I mess up, as always, because it is always fun for me to miss things and my players prove that they are paying attention and enjoying the story. However, for my wonderful players, if you have any thoughts, theories, questions, or any, outright just ideas of what's going on in the story or what may happen in the story, please feel free to leave them in chat. And if you're watching on YouTube, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and we will happily see what kind of answers we can get you. However, I will preface this the same way I have in the past with other campaigns. If it relates to somebody's backstory that they have not been able to share yet, if it relates to story information that I cannot share yet, or it relates to something entirely unrelated to this game, this story, or otherwise, I cannot promise that it will be answered or answered properly. So, keep that in mind, but we hope that you all will enjoy this and come along on this wonderful journey with us. It definitely helps that I have the playlist in front of me so that I can actually see what I'm looking at. Because the names I usually give each of the episodes and the sessions are related very heavily to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to go on ahead and get started, and we are going to dive headfirst into the recap. So, find a seat around the campfire, grab a snack, grab something to drink. I will grab something myself before I give it up by chat to hydrate, because I know at least one of these fuckers is gonna redeem it.
So I was just like, okay.
But, otherwise, thank you all for being here. And welcome to Steam and Rain Recap number 1. So, Steam and Rain finds its start with a group brought together by a job that was supposed to be a simple escort. Given information on a package that was meant to be transported north, our 3 wonderful players brought themselves together, only to come to find out that they had found themselves transporting a young girl that the nobleman Lorik wants in the north before other nobles start using her against him. After a few strange interactions in the travel to the next city over, the group finds out a little bit more about this strange girl with platinum hair and jade eyes, but finds themselves now with a possible loose end that likes to run off at random, but that's not where the strangeness ends for this party. Having need of something to do as they travel, the group searches for herbs that Lars could use for healing potions, and one night finds themselves face to face with a pale figure that offers him a golden apple in trade. Trade for freedom. The group manages to continue their journey further along, and finding themselves in Gem, they manage to find a number of things they need for travel and to continue, as well as a little bit more. Thormir finds a temple of Gorok that allows him to ask questions of some of the believers there while trying not to stake out, but with their group needing to continue forward, They make their way along the path after being asked to help with a problem going on in Comdre, a religious city to the northwest that had paid handsomely due to. Sorry, I'm slightly dyslexic and I have a script for this, so I sound more professional. The problem going on in Comdre, a religious city to the northwest that had promised to pay handsomely due to the mining operations being harmed, only to find themselves blindsided by an unforeseen enemy. A massive automaton that destroys their carriage and slams Lars nearly out of commission when it sends him into the carriage with a massive fist. Thankfully, a surviving horse after this fight allowed their companion, a lion, to go ahead and find a carriage to help them along faster. But with them left to themselves again, they continue forward on foot to help save a little bit of time. They manage to find strange lights in the tree line as they travel, and being confused as to the fact that on a map there's no civilization, no lights, no signs of people. The group finds themselves now following these lights into the forest. Further and further into the forest, they find themselves now face to face with a decision as they see a few figures walking in the shadows ahead of them. It disappears around a corner, and the group manages to decide that heading deeper in is the better question, as with this no longer being on a map and people obviously being here, there may be a reason. They then find themselves face to face with a moral question as they travel and sneak into this town to find undead wandering the streets, as if patrolling. This strange, do we fight them, do we hope that there's not more nearby, turns into curiosity as they start checking windows of these buildings that have lights on. People seemingly living here, though unconscious of what's currently wandering outside their door. One of the buildings with a light on, the group finds themselves peering in and seeing a sight that they didn't expect. A small girl sat on the lap of a woman, the woman reading a book, a story. Upon simple glance, it seems like a normal family, and it is strange that they aren't reacting to the fact that there are undead wandering outside. But even more so, the group looks a little closer and finds that this woman may not entirely be alive herself. Now, with more questions and even less answers, the group finds themselves wandering the streets of this small little village once again, and finds themselves now face to face with a massive guardian, a strange behemoth of undead pieces of animals that have been put together, and with a city bell resting upon their head, as if warning signs for the townsfolk. Finding the largest building within this little town, this little village, this little campground, they find themselves face to face with a light coming from inside, and manage to sneak around the alarms to find what looks to be a man sitting inside. Likely the necromancer that had been bringing these bodies to life. With quick teamwork and quick wit, the group barges into the home, corners this necromancer, and demands answers. They soon find out quite a bit more than they were expecting. It seems this village, full of vagrants, had allowed him to come along. And it seems that he had been helping to keep them safe by using these undead as patrols, as alarms, and as watchers. It seems that he also was bringing back those that had died far too soon. At least in his own eyes. And the only reason that they had recognized that this was a necromancer was due to Darrow finding himself face to face with somebody that he had worked alongside during his service days. Derry, being a very warfront country, a very warfront continent, used necromancers to add extra soldiers to their lines whenever they would fall in battle. And Darrow was face to face with a piece of this war. But with more information, they find that this necromancer had no want to do anything of any kind with any of those wars or battles, and had defected. Now, the group finds themselves resting in the same home, given a place to stay and rest during their travel, to stay dry outside of the rain. However, this peace is not long-lived, as soon a creature finds itself barreling into town. These alarms start blaring. People start getting out of the streets and back into their homes as this two-headed zombie barrels into town and begins destroying things. The group finds out, after thwarting the creature and Thormir getting an axe to the side of his body, that a young man had been dabbling in necromancy himself, hoping that this necromancer would help him as well, teaching him the beauty of undeath. However, after being denied, he found a different teacher, and the group tracked this creature back into the woods to find out that this other necromancer had set up camp nearby. After smashing through a number of undead skeletons that were blocking the way as security, the group finds themselves face to face with one of the nomads, searching for something, some kind of sign, some kind of means of knowing where this other necromancer had gone. And with no other option, decides the group is not his friend. He throws back a strange potion, this tar-like substance that envelops his body. And this disgusting form takes hold. The group finds themselves fighting, trying to defeat this form. but the nomad within is dead, as this form had taken over. With thanks from the necromancer and appreciation, as well as a little bit more knowledge, and after a trapped chest had blown up in one of the group's face, the group had to continue forward, and the necromancer had said that the nomads would be taking their leave as well, finding a new place to settle, somewhere far east and a little north, hoping that they can get away from whoever it is that was tracking them. They took a day to peacefully rest and help out a little bit around the town. But needing to continue forward, they continue travel, trying to get to Comdre on foot for now. Until finally, they find themselves face to face with a carriage on the side of the road. This carriage, however, being a small, strange little merchant with an ox and a I hate the fact that I find my own voice this boring.
You don't. Well, it's not. I'm also just sitting here trying to type out all the notes and stuff that I have so you can look through them later on, because you're doing a good job of summarizing all the stuff so far.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
yes. But as I'm talking, I'm listening to myself, and my brain goes, we need oxygen. Anywho, they found themselves watching a kobold and a dwarf play outside the carriage. And the group was ushered into the carriage, allowed to see who was inside, the door opening on its own. And inside, they met a beautifully dark silk draped woman with beautiful, beautiful dark skin and obsidian horns that sprout from her head as platinum hair falls down her back. And each of the group is asked to draw cards. Being told what the cards mean and what fate awaits them, they find that this tiefling, this woman, this being, whoever she is, gives them this feedback, and with no further knowledge, says that their story may be rather interesting, and that she hopes that they travel safely. But, thankfully, a lion returns with a carriage to finish up the last of the travel to Comdre, making it much shorter than it would have been. Only to find themselves now face to face with an orc on the side of the road that seems to be injured. This orc with a very large warg seems to be kind of off to the side, just stuck, unable to really move. Shelby. With a broken leg and the warg protecting him, it seems that they were a companion that worked for the Steamworks Trading Company as a helper and pseudo-guard. Hoping to help out a little bit and maybe add another connection to their repertoire. They helped Shelby into the carriage and traveled with Shelby to the final stretch of Comdre. However, they found themselves stopping as they heard a rather loud commotion along the path. A nobleman yelling at a older gentleman and a child. This nobleman, very problematic, seems to be yelling at this man and his child, both a little dirtier, possibly just simple common folk. And Terra's last foothold being just a little bit further, they decided that they had a little bit of time to spare to find out what was going on, whether one party was in the wrong or not. However, Darrow finds himself unable to hold back as the nobleman begins throwing insults to not only the common folk before him, but the group, as well as the orc and their warg. So, now, with a target on their back, after putting this noble through the paces, they help this older gentleman and his daughter by sparing a few coin. They then continue their travels towards Comdre. Darrow manages to hide himself away, hoping not to be found, in case the guards were told by this nobleman not to let him in. But, thankfully, the group manages to slip by without much issue. They then find themselves going to Comdre's city proper and looking around, seeing if they can find a few things, seeing if they can find any place to stay for the night, any place to deal with things, and of course, with it being rather early in the day and being transported to the city itself, Elian, the companion that they had been brought by, mentions that they will have to likely talk to someone within the church first to set up a meeting with the group, and that they would return later to pick them up. So the group is allowed to scour the city a little bit, where they meet Mirkwood, an elven herbalist that sells herbs and plants at a local herbalist shop within Comdre that Lars was wanting to procure a few things from to help the party with potions. Afterwards, they find a wonderful tavern and bar known as the Whimsical Wyvern that they decide to stay at due to the raving reviews that a number of the city folk and people within Comdre had mentioned, where they met Thalia, a rather interesting tiefling woman who seems very energetic yet very strongly passionate about her wonderful tavern. Nonetheless, after a little bit of time, the group is taken to the temple of Terra and speak with a head priest there. After meeting the left hand of Terra, Aroso, a massive Leonin with white fur and seemingly an enforcer and main controller of the guards within the city. At least the guards provided by the Temple of Terra. This temple seemingly also providing protection to the miners here in town at the mining operation. It's very simple and very easy for him to point out where the mine is after the group has talked to this head priest. However, this short interaction with the world before them. I don't live near Fort Campbell. Leave me alone. I keep getting tornado amber alerts for Fort Campbell, and I'm like, I don't live there. What am I supposed to do? Play fucking Captain Planet and fight it off? Like, what do I do here?
Suit up. Go spin it around like a cowboy. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Gotta square up with nature.
I'll lasso the thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
This brings me back to Hercules.
After gathering more information and a bit more knowledge on what's going on, as well as the group finding themselves staying at the Whimsical Wyvern for drinks and a place to rest for that night beforehand, Darrow handles and deals with Thormir and Lars doing their thing within the tavern and their room, as Thormir gets a little more drunk than he was expecting this place would get him, and deals with a handful of images in his head that he has to deal with. However, Lars is then, as he is, an alchemist, and also helps Darrow and Thormir in the morning by offering Thormir a drink.
Don't die.
Ah. Wither. Thormir then grows mushrooms from his piece. His dome piece.
And begins the experimentation.
Fuck you.
After being allowed that night and now given more information, the group finds themselves at the mining operation here in Terra's Foothold. Comdre itself being the last known place that Terra's staff had made landfall. They make their way into the mines and find quite a bit more than they were expecting. It takes some time, and they do go back to give more information to the foreman. This dwarven man who seems rather certain that his job is important, but seems to have a softer side when the group actually does come back with more information. The group then heads deeper in after getting some supplies and finds themselves miles below the surface, where they come face to face with a reality that they were not expecting. Not only do they have to deal with some massive worms that were taking residence deep within the mines, after traveling further in to see if there are more or if there's a nest, they find stone, loose stone, that does not look like it came from the mines. In fact, it looks like statues, people frozen in fear, and find themselves face to face with the possibility of monsters that are far more dangerous than whatever these worm creatures were. Basilisks. Creatures that cause others to turn to stone just by looking at them. I think the viewers are liking the play-by-post. The play-by-pay.
Buddy, you are on session like 16, and I was on session 8.
Yeah. I mean, you can continue doing that. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Trying to get my brain to talk or to type it out while also listening is.
I mean, you've lived through this part, so if you want to deafen for a moment, you can, but it's up to you.
No.
But after coming face to face with these creatures, the group quickly decides that hiding is the best option for them, as trying to fight them is likely not going to go their way. Until Lars caves in the group and manages to kill one of these creatures. However, now faced with the decision of going further into their nest and dropping down into the river below, the group hides as best they can from the two remaining basilisks.
There's 2 left?
Yes,
That you
there
had
was
seen.
at least 3.
Mm-hmm. The 2 that had come to search what the noise was come and go. So the party, taking a few different shifts, stay up throughout the night, or at least throughout their rest, to watch for these basilisks return. However, during Thormir's watch, he notices something in the shadows shifting around and realizes that Ferrati is no longer nearby, at this point calling her Jade. No.
No, we called her
No.
Jade at the very, very start because we didn't have a name
Yep.
for her and she wouldn't tell us.
Ferrati, at this point, this is why I love note takers. Ferrati has disappeared from her bedroll, and Thormir goes out and finds her dangling on one of the walls of the small canyon that leads down into the river, with a fish in her mouth. She notices Thormir and decides to run, going down into the river. The group chases after Thormir has woken them up as quickly as possible. And with no other option, jump into the river. falling down the river and going further and further in, avoiding as many rocks sticking out as possible and avoiding the possibility of simply finding something to impale themselves on as they go down, and trying not to drown as the current tries to drag them under. They found themselves face to face with now a waterfall. And they fall. They find Ferrati unconscious on one of the shores. And with no knowledge of what has just happened or what she was doing, they take her into Lars's own personal little fortress that he is able to create with magic, and allows not only her to rest, but the group, while Lars goes out and finds a number of strange bioluminescent mushrooms and plants to try and test things with. However, after some rest and some relaxation, the group now deals with a strange phenomena of Ferrati waking up and not her usual self. She makes her way downstairs. The group follows. And then they find themselves face to face with a fire. A massive ball of fire that explodes. When the flames dissipate and disappear, they see Ferrati running deeper into whatever this place is, this strange Underdark. And they chase. They lose sight of her, but they chase. Deeper and deeper, trying to figure out where she went, and finding themselves now in front of a stream. This strange stream with petals falling down.
Magical forest?
Lars, attempting to fly through it, found himself interacting with a number of strange effects from these petals, and very quickly attempted to start avoiding them. However, he turns around, unable to avoid all of the effects and hoping that he can get out before something truly hurts. He waits for the others to catch up after his flight wears off. They notice petals in the water. Petals falling. And Lars explains that going through the petals over the water doesn't seem to work, out of fear that the water below may be worse. However, with little time and little possibility of chance of keeping up with her if they were to stop here, they take a leap and begin walking through the water. Walking through the water, they find nothing happens. No effects, no strange happenstances, no interactions of magical types. They go further and further until they find themselves within this strange, massive space. A spiraling staircase, flooded with water down at the bottom, and water running down each of the steps. These massive steps, 10 feet long, maybe 2 feet tall, each step. With no other direction to go other than up, the group begins going up. and Darrow gets a strange sense of macabre remembrance. He sees these statues, and it's like a weird thought in the back of his head, scratching at him. But when they get to the top, they find a set of double doors. Massive stone double doors. They push through, trying to figure out what's going on. Find a room full of statues. Strange statues. Some of them destroyed, some of them worn down, some of them standing. But this room is desolate. Water pouring in from cracks and destroyed pieces. Plants overtaking the statues and overtaking some of the room. And ahead of them, upon a massive podium of some kind, a swirling mass of magic energy, and an item sitting in the middle. And on the ceiling, a black scaled figure that drops down and shows itself as a massive drake. After a hard-fought victory, or after a long and hard fight, Darrow throws Lars. And Lars flies.
You make it sound so simple.
All's thrown at Magna. We were getting our... We were going
getting
to
our
die.
shit kicked in, and then it was like, okay, either we figured out what the fuck the floating orb is, or we probably die here. So, yeet! I also threw him pretty fucking far.
I went Magna. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Straining himself, Darrow managed to send Lars towards the item. And Lars touched it to try and figure out what was going on. However,
I tried to harness the arcane energy of the giant lightning ball to hopefully maybe do some supernova magic. And now...
and with Lars's attempt came the release of a being. A red-haired figure in black armor with a spear of light, a greatsword of light, and wings that protruded from his back in either direction. He thanked the group, and he looked at Lars and said, "For your reward, I will spare you from this." And Lars disappeared.
And blipped out of existence.
I
Ferrati
got
was
banished.
Ferrati was found out to be this massive drake creature, as the greatsword of light was sent flying through her form. He then warned the others and allowed them to know that the world around them was going to change. And it was going to change for the betterment of himself, for the betterment of his comrades, and for the betterment of the world itself. He then took his leave, forcing the group to choose between saving Ferrati or chasing. And after he had left, leaving Lars still banished, Darrow and Thormir had to use the scroll and hope that they could actually properly use it. After revivifying their companion, Lars finally blinked back into existence right where he had left. Confused, annoyed, and a little shaken by the fact that he has no idea where he was. However,
I've been falling for 30 minutes!
It was someplace safe. That's all I know.
I didn't
With-
die.
with the item gone, the prison broken, Ferrati saved, and the group now faced with the decision of trying to figure out where to go to leave this place. A familiar pale figure found herself before the group. Darrow, obviously upset, asked her why she hadn't appeared earlier, sooner, helped. And this is where the explanation began. Apparently, this was not the only being that was locked away like this. And she was locked away from these spaces in case she was ever taken and forced to release them. This, what was once a prison, is now an empty room that she can enter freely once again. However, in trade for her lack of help in the fight, she offered her services in getting them back at least to the surface. She gave them basic places that at least one of the prisons could be here on this continent. And then teleported them back to the surface. Using Lars's magic, the group flew quite a distance to try and make up some time going back towards Comdre. Stopping only when they found a carriage that was left destroyed and the bones of the legs of what looked to be a halfling sticking out from underneath it.
Note, this is a crater. A giant, bloody crater. Like a meteorite.
And
No,
Lars
it was a
quickly got...
footprint.
Yeah, it was.
It was a footprint. It
It
wasn't
was
a
a
crater,
crater.
it was a footprint.
It was a crater.
The group landing to see what was on this carriage. Lars very quickly realized what was going on and decided that he needed to warn the group to leave immediately. Bullet territory. They then continue their travel back, and they find the road, only to find out that they have lost about 3 days' worth of travel in their mind.
Was it PD?
Mm-hmm. And also, I just checked my notes. It's a giant footprint. Kind of hard to, not put that in the notes, that it's a giant
It was
fucking footprint
It was a
that crushed the halfling.
I'm kind of lucky.
Emphasis on crushed.
It was deep enough that it was a hole, so the bullets could actually go out of it. That's
Mhm.
how big this thing was.
Yes.
It's a crater.
Yeah. Are you a geology major all of a sudden?
I'm going to civil engineering. Fuck you. That's part of my degree and career, buddy.
Yeah, you play with bridges.
I design bridges,
But after traveling, fate found herself again at their hands as they found the carriage once again. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Are you getting your own notes mixed up?
Yes, I am, because the second time you all had met Fate was in the tavern. Early in the morning. You all had thought that you had gone downstairs and the kobold and the
Oh, yeah.
kobold and the dwarf were playing cards.
That was in our own tower, yes.
Yes. Yes.
And Lars was very upset because she somehow made it inside his tower, even though it's supposed to be impenetrable.
Yep.
I don't think you understand we're dealing with fucking weird-ass magical entity fuck-asses.
Doesn't mean I had to like it.
That's fair.
But after being explained what their next cards had in store for them, they continued their travel back to Comdre and found themselves back within the city, only to learn that the high priest that they had talked to before had fallen ill. And Aroso, the massive Leonin that seemed rather bright when they had first met him, was strangely down and upset. But now, after talking to the foreman of the mining operation, the group is left to the whimsical Wyvern once again, with a decision to make on where to go next and what to do next. After meeting a rather interesting Tabaxi on their way back to Comdre. Just outside of the city, just before their meeting with the Leonin and the foreman, a merchant had introduced himself to the group, a massive rhino beetle as his mount of choice for his carriage.
Why do you say it like that?
Yeah, you're the one who chose him, man. This is all on you.
I think he was half asleep.
He was, probably. What the coffee I could do? Giant beetle.
It's time to drink water.
Irony.
It's
The
time to
giant
drink
bug,
water.
allowing
time to
his
drink
carriage
water.
movement,
It's time to drink water.
offered them a means of traveling
It's time to
back
drink water.
to Comdre the rest of the way,
It's time to drink water.
as long as they were willing to help him. Now, with a direction to go and a possible payment to be made, they have decided to help this Tabaxi with a rather interesting search for items off the coast of the continent, with a map that may or may not be truthful. So, that is all 25 episodes. That is the recap. That is where we're at in the story. And that is where we will begin the Q&A, as well as my favorite part. Firstly, players, You have had 25 episodes to interact with my worlds. You've had 25 episodes to make decisions based on what your character would do. You have 25 episodes down of what your characters have decided to do, have thought of, have interacted with each other, have made money off of, and have had to deal with. What are some thoughts, some theories, some ideas, some possible problems that you have with the world so far? And no, don't say capitalism.
What are we, communists?
Shucks.
There isn't really anything, like, it's more or less just needing more information on what is going to happen and more background on things, but at the same time, like, everything's being made and told as we go.
That's for us to find out.
Yeah.
Gotta dig deep into the story. I'm actually most excited to learn everyone's backstory. Like, I really
Me too.
wanna
I
know.
need to actually flesh my
No
shit
one
out more.
ask. No one ask. You're free characters who are each over a century
Yeah, no.
old.
Yeah.
I'm not a century old.
At least.
I'm a
Nope.
baby.
Oh, he's a young dwarf.
Like,
oh, look at
what,
you.
what'd you say? Like 97 or something?
96. I am 4 years away from that fucking category of being over a century.
You're still a kid.
127.
I'm
Dwarf
finally
elven
21,
ages, man.
pretty much.
Me, I'm about to hit my midlife crisis, so.
Gee, you doing unicorn
No.
cocaine is not enough?
Gnomes have like a 300 light year lifespan, at least. They can live a lot longer too, so. Now, the unicorn cocaine is. I'm not gonna talk about that.
He needs his fix.
I somehow got 5 more pounds over the 3 days. So.
Yeah, no. How the fuck did you do that? Did you hunt a fucking random ass unicorn while we were?
Did we kill a unicorn? Are we cursed now?
I still haven't even looked into my bag since that incident.
Do they
I don't
know
even
that
know
he
if I
does
got
drugs
anything
now?
or not.
Do
And
they
this got
know?
wiped. Was that the whole reason Lars made sure that no one remembered? Because they were going to take his drugs away from him? There's a theory.
But
That's great.
so far, you all have the Necromancer incident. You have this being that was released from the prison. You have Ferrati.
We have a bloody engineer type person who is sending massive mechs to come kill this. Kill our wonderful child, and I got punched through a wagon.
You have a handful of things going on in the background. Any theories? Any thoughts on those?
There's so fucking much with that, cause like it's
None of
D
this
and
is
D.
connected.
Bullshit. At any point, anything could suddenly just have a magical fucking ribbon on the fucking conspiracy board appear out of nowhere, and it's like, oh yeah, these things are actually connected the entire time. So like, we have the vagrant village with the necromancy problem that ended up with us fighting an abomination for legal reasons of fucking goo and bullshit, and this little bastard necromancer apprentice being controlled by who knows what or who knows who.
No worry, we
The
fought in
random
booze.
ass automaton that we have no idea why it just randomly decided to fuck our day up as we're trying to travel.
That's
was it-
some
was it
rich
from the
noble
local-
person.
Was it from the noble, like the local nobleman politics trying to take out the kid?
Ferrati did explain that her mother had said that she would be tracked like that.
Yes. But we don't have like a definitive answer on what, who, why. Maybe it's tied to the kid. Probably is. But
My guess, the scapegoat dad that they use, he found some free random adventurers, sent us out, and now he's like, okay, I
kill
don't.
him. Yep. But there's that. There's the necromancy thing. Thormir almost dying. The Venom fight. Fucking.
Legal reasons, abomination.
Is known as an ooze. We can actually say that.
Fuck, what happened after that? We got back to Comdre. Fucking the whole going in and out of the mine, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. We find out that it's Basilisk, then we get fucking stuck. And then, boop, we end up in the Underdark. Holy shit.
That was fun. I
have a
liked
lot
that.
No!
of
I actually wanted to explore it a little bit more, to be honest.
Yeah, Underdark is
I
so
love-
amazingly
I
grim,
love
dark fun.
That sounds like a terrible idea. Everything I was told outside of the story of what the Underdark is and has in store, we're in a level 500 area as level fucking 3. Bad. No.
No, it's at least a level. It's at least a level 11. It's 9 to 11. Yeah, Underdark is not a good place.
No,
Yeah,
if you
no,
are
us
by
being down
yourself,
there was a
you
bad idea.
likely are to die.
Everything is like really cool, and my brain just like if I sit here and think about it too long, it's like what the fuck is connected and what isn't.
I say no connections on the mech and the necromancer. The Ferrati ordeal with the
Here's
mech.
the thing: when it comes to the necromancer and the automaton, he had amalgamations. He had living flesh bound with machines, machines that was said to be very kind of reminiscent to what we fought, like piece-wise, the pieces that were used. Yes, I have that in my notes.
I thought it was entirely made out of copper.
No, the
It was brass.
automaton was made out of brass and everything else, but the amalgamations had like pieces that looked familiar.
I didn't
what he
mean to
said.
do that, by the way.
That's what you said. I
Yeah,
wrote it
know,
down.
I mean the joke of like Lars being a unicorn cocaine addict and stealing all of the brass.
Oh, shit.
I had successfully made them completely forget about that.
You made Lars a tweaker. You made Lars a fantasy tweaker.
How much for a pound?
I made him
for
an
this brass?
indulger. He's still a nick picking coin picking person. That has not changed. That even before the cocaine, that has never changed. Nick picking coins. Very big gnome thing. I like to make a good bit of money on this.
You mean your gnome is cheap? Not surprising.
Yes.
As long as I have
Cheap yet
coin
also
for
indulgence.
beer and ale, I'm
Terrible
happy.
combination.
And that's why he's my accountant.
I'm the party's accountant.
Bullshit, I keep my own fucking money. You have to hold on to his so he doesn't drink it all.
Like
I
I say,
still have
as
some
long
of
as I
yours
have
as
coin
well.
for my ale, that's all I care about.
I also take care of all the rooms and everything, and yeah.
I have been enjoying the books.
I'm curious from the people watching who is here and who has questions for us later because we're gonna do Q&A,
Yes.
and I would
this
love
be
to get
clear.
questions this
outside the
time around instead of where we might just do we just do like if we don't really get much questions, do we just go into our shopping episode?
Shopping.
Shopping.
The entire shopping episode.
That was so good.
Well, it was like
Shopping episode are
all
the
three of us were
best.
just like, We're going on an adventure. We're going to be traveling across an entire continent. We probably need stuff. And then Will's sitting there like, I didn't think this far ahead. I thought you guys would just be going. And it's like,
We don't
nope,
really have
we're gonna
much
prep.
stuff, so we have to make sure that we have stuff. It's a long distance between each city. Long.
Ah,
Also, fun
Question.
thing that I discovered with my character. Apparently, the coincidence stuff, I can make it so I can use that as my spell for my arcane powder for my spells. So my cost of my spell casting and spell scribing is gone, which is, you don't understand how much money I'm saving. Will does.
It's a lot.
I'm saving thousands in gold.
So Raver asked, how did everyone choose their characters' names?
Darrow comes from literally I played V Rising with my sister and hit the random button and it gave me Darrow and I was like, fuck it, I'll take that. And then the last name Intravi is a play on Intrati from Warframe. But it just fits.
that's your last name? Intrati? I've been wondering what the
No,
fuck your last name is.
not Intrati, Intravi.
Intravi. I did not know what your last name was. I've been wondering what it would be.
I remember that from that, so.
Isn't it wild how boy friendships just translate to D&D too well? Nobody knows each other's last names.
I knew you for like a year and a half before I was like, wait a minute, what's your last name?
And I've been thinking that.
And I only needed your last name because I was sending you a package.
I only know Levi's last name. I don't know your guys' last names.
Matt, we have known each other for 10 years. You better know my fucking name.
What's my last name, fucker?
That depends. Which one do you want? You have two.
I only have one.
Does that work?
You have two, technically. That was the last I knew, at least.
No, just one. I've always had one. I have a middle name,
Okay.
but
Faramir, how'd you get your name?
Thormir von.
Dormir, not Faramir. This is not Lord of the Rings.
So Thormir von Heimir. I like to start off for how I like to start off with the middle name, the middle von. It's actually from my wife's aunt, which I learned that isn't actually her last name. It's just part of her. I thought it was her middle name because I thought Von sounded so fucking cool, but it's actually a part of her last name. So I just took the Von part because I thought that actually was a pretty good transition. But I was thinking about my character Thormir as to how I wanted him to be perceived and how his character would be, and kind of his a little bit of a background to his origin a little bit, because he wasn't really raised by parents. He was an orphan. The only thing he had was his name. So no background besides his name. So the first name, it just came from looking up the names, and I can't remember what Thormir or Hymir stands for anymore. But that it's just, if you look it up, you'll see what it means. And I thought that would be a good fit. Plus, I used the name for a character in one of my books I'm writing too, because he's my character and I love him. But yeah, what about you, Lars?
Lars Shind is a play of words of one of my favorite NPCs I made, who I've unfortunately probably not going to use, which is a space campaign. Crazy gnome, crazy goblin, crazy person. Lars, and that's where I got Lars from, because it rungs of the tongue. It's fun. Word I just thought of. Shinj. It's a play on the word shind, like, you know, like the shinged, like I shinged myself with alchemical. It's a play on a chemical. So since he's an alchemist, that's where I got that, and I just shortened shinj to shin. and that's where that come from. So it's a play on Lars Shinj. So that's how I came up with that.
Nice.
Here's my question to the group. What is it gonna take for us to start sharing backstory?
Not even gonna lie to you. I made a very bare bones, this is my background, this is something that could be worked off of, these are things that I can expand on later, and just, I never had the time to when I had that fuck-ass job, so I just couldn't fucking figure shit out. And then, Will decided to be like, here's some shit that you could sprinkle in there, so there's some things that I need to write out. So my backstory is very bare bones.
I kind of left mine pretty broad to have, like, Will.
I want Will
like,
to be able to do things with it, but at the same time, I'm
Yeah.
sitting here and he's like doing stuff of like, you recognize this person? I'm like, I fucking do? Huh?
It's like, meh. I love hate.
It's
music
great.
too, so like,
I love doing the fucking the improv for it, but at the same time, I'm just like, I feel like I should know this. I feel like there should be a connection here that I understand, not just, who are you? Like sitting there like fucking Invader Zim, just, who are you? Who are you?
who are you?
But for my character's backstory, it's just I left it pretty broad, so it could be made pretty to the discretion of also like to the DM. I didn't necessarily know what I could and couldn't do, and when creating Dormir, there's actually some things I wanted to actually do.
We
And
might have
I
to go
didn't
through
throw
and do an
it like that.
overhaul a little bit on the characters, but
Raver put amnesia campaign.
not even gonna lie, like it reminds me of that thing of the one shot that somebody did where everybody has amnesia and they don't know
Hell.
their class, their species, anything like that. So as they're role playing and stuff, they're like scribbling and writing down like, oh my fucking god, here's my stats, here's everything I need to know. And it's like, kinda, a little bit.
I need you to make a con save. Okay? I got
What's my
a
modifier?
17.
Does a 17 block?
Okay.
Nope. Just, what do you mean, no?
So you got a 17. Okay, so that's a dirty 20. Just furiously writes down +3.
No, you don't. You do +3, or you do. So is my modifier to this? Is it 1, or is it? Are we actually? Is it a 0, and we're all this high level?
Exactly. It's fun. But
That's a panic attack waiting for me to happen to me.
that just reminds me of the whole idea of like the joke of Faye walking up to your characters and your characters unknowing of it being a Faye, and the Faye is like, hey, do you mind if I have your attention? And everybody's like, yeah, sure, why? And the Faye is just like, ah, that's great, thank you, and then just disappears.
Fucks off. And just, what was that
Gone.
thing's name? Deficit. Ah.
Wants attention.
What happened?
Be careful what you say yes to. Lars isn't backstory is
I have fucked
limited
up.
because we are we're like
I
we weren't.
poured
we
the
started
rest
at-
of my caffeine. I was trying to pour water.
Cheers.
I would like to sleep at some point. I think I can just put it back.
Either way, Lars is like we have to be limited to one. We have to have some experience why we have more potential than a common person. At the same time, we have to feel 100-year gap and
I'm
explain
the
why
DM,
this.
so I don't have a backstory.
And we have to explain why this person has stayed at this level for this massive span of time.
See, like, I don't know, because one of the things about what makes this so great is we didn't, like, sit here and, like, powwow our characters and like, okay,
You
here's
didn't
like
have a session
here's
0.
no, we had a session 0. We didn't create our characters with cohesion. We just made characters that we wanted to and liked, and then it's like become this thing. That's why we're just sitting here and it's like, oh yeah, the dwarf is a baby, the gnome is having his midlife crisis, and the oldest member is a variant human. It's like,
That we don't know,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
We all know, but we don't at the same time.
you guys are aware of it. You don't know as characters. Why,
As a
James?
as a DM, here's a good question. What's your favorite NPC so far?
Excluding
And
Ferrati.
why is it Eroso? No, I'm just fucking with y'all. Who's your favorite so far?
I mean, like, for a while, well, I don't even know, like, because the whole receiving the favor and the brand and everything was, like, that was cool, but also it was like, you goth bitch, I am not your damn puppy on a leash, tell me what the fuck you want! that was
Not to
great.
be like you are, in fact, the golden retriever on a leash.
No!
So,
I do not
If
like
I
being, like, kept in the dark. You know this better than anyone. So does Matt. I don't like being kept in the dark. So having some just goth chick going, trust me, bro, I'm like, no.
No.
Sitting there going, kill the necromancer. Fuck you. Not happening. Give me a reason. Well, shit, you got me. Never mind.
Oh,
And
right.
it's like,
That she did full on say killed the necromancer.
yeah. And I sat there and went, I'm not killing shit until you give me reason why.
No.
And it makes it even funnier because it's like, Darrow has the soldier background. It's like, you were given an order. And? Bitch, no. I have no reason.
I need to get new Matt.
I think our mat works just fine.
Yeah, I like our mat. I've had it for 10 years.
No, a new mat for my bloody chair.
hi,
I don't think he
I'm
gets it.
Matt.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of those videos of the, hi, I'm Cheryl, and I wanted a built-in bookcase that I can fold open and shut. And it just cuts to the husband.
Hi, I'm the
Hi.
contractor. No.
If I would have to say for NPCs that I... Not favorability, but how you roleplayed. And this is a character I despise. Tierson. The fucking nobleman who pissed us all off.
Oh, yeah. That was a
was
good
fucking
interaction,
brilliant.
and I was full on, like, sitting there going, this bitch has a pretty little rapier. He hasn't seen battle. I'm gonna fuck his day up.
I was close to pulling out my bow and putting one in his noggin, if I could.
I was
hit it.
thinking, like, we are going to commit a murder here.
The
We are gonna get-
Oroso is a very good character, and I'm very interested to see what the fuck happens with that. But also, like, I'm kind of worried because that's a fucking Leonin, and there's potential for you to do some fuck shit with my non-existent amnesia background. So I'm just like, you're big, you're scary. I'm not stupid enough to think that even though I'm a variant human that I could take your ass. No thanks.
Also, another NPC that probably made the biggest impression on Thormir the most is actually Gold. The man from the Temple of Gorak.
Oh.
Whenever speaking to that guy, it was short and sweet, but it was just like, all right, point made. I very much enjoyed that character too.
My favorite is the very short explanation, just because of the interaction between Lars and the alchemical lady here. It's like, I don't have that stuff, but I might have stuff in the back. We do throw stuff here. Lars getting a highly deadly poison that he needs to make.
One of a
Mer-
good NPC interaction that I really liked was the necromancer, the good one,
I
and like
the
learning
Necromancer.
the link between I think it was Wadden is his name.
Yeah, well,
Learning the link between him and Darrow, and they were in the same company, but they just never really interacted. Was a cool little thing. And also like expanding on the lore of like how certain magic types are used on the battlefield. It's the little things.
I do have a lot of world lore, of which you all have touched like 0.03% of.
Yes, again,
The end will probably touch maybe 5%.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
bane
make
of
it
DMs.
just in case.
The bane of DMs. Everyone gets to see maybe 10% of your work.
Over my lifetime, maybe.
Yeah. I think out of everybody, I think I've experienced Grandiasha the most.
which with Grandiasha, does VAT have the dwarf in the what's the other? Cobalt?
It's not a dwarf and kobold. It is a
Fate. It's not
Fate.
fate. It's literally just a weird way of spelling fate.
It's
Okay.
Because, you know, we like to beat ourselves over the head with fucking irony over here.
It's a minotaur and a small child in the ever.
Ah. I was just curious if
Leonin.
it's the same.
Leon, yep, it is a Leonin. Heavily armored. Terrifying.
And then a little ginger girl.
Who's the scary person? The ginger girl. No questions asked.
I'm getting
You know, there's some
anxiety.
really messed up warlock magic behind that thing. No. Do we have some more questions?
How do you feel about your parents?
I love my dad.
I love my dad.
He's awesome.
Blindsided you with that one, huh?
I'm trying to write down my notes in a kind of story fashion. You
Character-wise, my dad is dead.
I love him. Why? He's dead.
Damn.
No, Lars is like nobles.
So another
That's the
good
only
question as a
backstory.
DM I have. How do you like the combats so far?
Stressful.
I like them, but the constant fucking shit that James has been doing of I need to redo the classes and stuff so that we're actually doing things correctly makes me sit here and go, if I wasn't sitting here with a busted ass class, we probably would have died 3 times. And we've had 4 combats.
It's not.
I'm aware. I'm aware. We've been over this 15 times. I'm aware why, and I agree. However, the issue is there needs to be a balance adjustment because otherwise we're fucked. Legit, the only reason that Thormir didn't die to the axe cleaving out half of his body is because of having a major rune that I was allowed to Rule of Cool expend and use or turn the giant zombie into a lightning rod. So
And you really need to get back onto that, actually.
You haven't touched it. I'm not worrying about it, but it does make for like a bit of a we've almost died a handful of times. I would like it so that we don't have that be an issue, but also if combat's not memorable or stressful, then combat just becomes like a joke or a breeze, and then the players don't have fun.
No.
So we've been having a lot of fun with the combat, and it's been really great. I know for a fact someone here would really like their dice to cooperate.
Fuck you.
Mr. Who cannot hit anything.
It's the dice.
You
The
want?
dice!
Here's
It's
the
not
thing,
the
Matt.
dice,
Here's
it's
the
the
thing.
player.
Here's a rule of D&D. When your dice aren't working for you, you sacrifice the old ones and you get some new ones.
I have 3.
Not enough.
So here's my question: do you let them be together?
Yes. They all
Do you
work
let them
together.
influence the? Do you let the bad dice influence the new dice?
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna grab my metal die, my D20, and throw it at your head. It's gonna be a long shot, but I don't think it's gonna go far. Cause I'm gonna hit a fucking nat 1. It's gonna hit me.
He's gonna go to throw it, and it's just gonna do that thing where it just goes straight up and then falls back down on his head.
I'm gonna give him the D100, and he's gonna get a 1.
No one ever gets
Roll
a
it.
fucking 100.
Fucking do
What
it.
about a 1?
I almost went the desk. That would have been bad for my foot. See, I got a 93.
Nice. But no, when it comes to combat, I wish the dice would cooperate a little bit more with me. Maybe I would like to say that might be a Thormir's drunkenness, but it might be better when he's drunk. I have no clue.
We can't tell
Fucking-
you're always
Um,
drunk.
Yeah.
Art of the
Unless he
Drunken
starts
Archer.
getting sober, and then he gets. You won't like him when he's really sober. But
He doesn't like him when
going
he's really
on-
sober.
No, he does not. But going on with it, I'm still trying to find a balance with my character when it comes to combat because I'm a ranger, we have a wizard, and then we have a fighter. But supposedly, this is my argument, is fighter goes up in front, I'm supposed to be the middle, and then fucking
We've
Lars is
been
supposed
over
to be the
this.
behind. But Mr. Fighter likes to be a little assassin and disappear, and then Thormir becomes frontline, and he becomes the pincushion.
To be
We've
frank,
been over this.
you both have the same hit dice.
Yes. Well, actually, no. He has.
Yes.
No. He has.
Yes.
What's your
You
HP,
will
Matt?
have a D10.
No. Not talking
Yeah,
about
for
that.
your hit dice.
Not talking about that. He's talking about hit points, not hit dice.
You have a higher con score.
Yes. So
And
he's
you have a
sitting there
higher AC.
bitching and moaning over the fact that the person with the big health pool doesn't sit there and tank a bunch of shit. You want to know what happened the one time I tanked a bunch of shit, Matt? I almost died.
You're right.
And you
Dungeon
missed
Master, but
every fucking arrow to a point where you said, fuck this, took out your short sword, and ran at the fucking glob.
your first mistake was choosing Ranger from Demas. I hate this. I love Ranger. Ranger used to be my favorite class in the game. I hate to admit it, but yes. And I think he's actually using the 5.5 edition, which is we need to put you back down if possible.
All I know is I have the potential to go invisible and use a giant slab of metal to make the enemy regret their life choices. So I do that when I can.
So I'm just a pincushion.
It's more of the principle too behind Ranger. Ranger is just supposed to be it's perfect. It's amazing. That's what Aragorn is. From Lord of the Rings. Aragorn is a ranger. And Aragorn is a natural leader. But D&D, Wizards of the Coast say, no, we hate rangers. Even the ranger spell icon.
I am doing my best to figure out how I can mediate.
You're a
this.
Gloomstalker
Or-
Ranger. You have
He's
the
a Gloomstalker ranger.
you have the
You
chance
just
for
need-
a lot of damage output. You need to
Turn
hit
one.
your shots.
It's called the dice. Doesn't agree.
The
You
dice is
are
angry.
multiclassing to Rogue now as well, which is my favorite multiclass ever. We are 6. So one level away from me and my polymorph and greater summon greater demon, which should help. Main problem is I gotta concentrate on haste on everybody, so
Yeah, I'm still debating about how I'm gonna build my class. Whether it just be Ranger and Rogue, or if I'm gonna multi-class to a third. I know.
Fighter.
I know that was the third idea is Fighter. But that would be it. Nothing more.
no, you do not do quad multiclassing. That is not good. Yeah, I
But-
think I did this build before everyone started all the Gloomstalker thing. I found this build a long time ago, and I made up when I thought of it. It's Glooms is I forget how many level. I need to look at my old class, but it's fighter, so it's mainly. Yeah, frick. It's been so long since I look at that character, but. And it comes online level 13. Level 13, fully online. Terrifying. It is 4 levels rogue, 5 levels fighter, and 4 levels ranger. That's it. And you are fully online. What's the multi-class for fighter? You can go champion. The same time, you don't really. If you're gonna go rogue, you're gonna go rogue assassin.
I will figure that out later. But the biggest part.
Again, I think we
my
might need an
character-
overhaul. we might need a 26.5.
26.5.
No, we just go back to 5e where it's good. You don't touch.
No,
five.
not. You're talking in German right now. I don't fucking understand what you're saying. I'm saying flesh out backstories, flesh out classes, make sure we're all on the same page when it comes to the subclasses and classes and skills and all that. Granted, you would have to finish the fucking Rune Knight shit for that to happen.
I'll work on it.
And get it even keeled, and then also like this would have to happen with all of us together because Will would have to give us at least a little bit of world story and back like information to be able to make decisions for the characters, because it's one thing to go just off of D&D's rules, but his world might have stuff that we could use in it that we would need the information for.
Will allowed me to change my subclass to one that is perfect for Lards. Note, this class, I tossed roleplay out of the window pretty much. This is a strictly magical powerhouse of a subclass, which is allowing me to upcast stuff for free using Quintessence Essence, which I can just make on the fly. I currently have 5th level spell slots, which I should not.
But I did look over it, and it is pretty balanced for what it is, and it's a lot
Yeah,
costier than he's making it seem like.
Oh, so you can make some changes to your characters even now?
I allowed
it's
it because of the fact that he had presented it to me, and it made sense for what his character was trying to do.
Yeah, it's just perfect for him. It's
But it was a homebrew that he had found, so
homebrew / half official. It's partnered contact, so it's
there it is, partnered content.
play tested,
it's-
balanced. So it's
Like I said, it's a lot costlier than he's making it seem, so I did look through it.
Now I had an idea for Thormir from the very beginning, but I didn't know if I could do it. I'll talk to you about this later, Will. It's gonna be a completely side thing, but
It's up to you.
no, I'll talk to you about it later because this is a part of a little bit of background about Thormir. I don't want anyone really knowing right now.
Okay. I have found out that some of my beard hairs are just straight up ginger, so that's interesting.
He's part gingerbread.
I mean, my hair is
drop buttons!
my hair is brown, and my facial hair is red, so I'm not surprised. That type of shit happens.
Not the gumdrop buttons!
yeah. No. What level are you for Rogue multi-class?
I am level 1 rogue and level 5
Way to go.
ranger. I really wanted that multi-attack.
You know, multi-attack's really, really good. It's just sadly, multi-cat doesnn't stack unless you're fully into fighter, so it's workaroundable. Gloomstalker
big-
just doesn't
A
work
big
too
thing
well.
is I do want Boromir to be a ranger. Like that's kind of his thing.
And
He's-
that's perfectly fine.
I just have to figure out how to make him a little bit less drunk when it comes to firing arrows.
Rogue. Once you have 2 more levels in a rogue for your
Isn't there like
Eagle and
poison
Eagle
resistance?
Assassin.
Isn't there poison
No,
resistance?
he's already dwarf. He
Oh,
already has poison resistance. Now, if you go rogue, your damage and potential for hitting just skyrockets. Big
While we're
time.
talking about levels, how do y'all feel about how I'm leveling y'all so far?
Seems
Presents,
fine,
Yes.
but
Is it too
also
How
slow,
many?
too fast?
it tracks with what we are doing and like milestone adjacent things. The only thing that I have concerns about is the balancing of it and making sure that we aren't going to get steamrolled by something unintentionally because we're just completely unable to fight it. Like, the Basilisk's encounter was good, but also that was an encounter of, like, you can run away,
It's a deadly
but
encounter.
then we couldn't run away because of
did
decisions.
make a mistake with that one, to be honest. This is coming from my knowledge of my character. I did have an ability that could have really helped us out with the Basilisk, and I didn't know it was an ability I could actually use.
Welcome to D&D, that's what happens. Like,
Where's
But-
it called again? Stone Cunning. It's in a bonus action you gain Tremor Sense with a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. And you must be touching or natural or worked stone surface to use Tremor Sense. Basically.
He's
So I
just
remember-
tough.
Mhm. Yes.
Tremor
That's
sense
what
is
Tremor
awesome.
Sense is just tough.
You can see with the vibrations underneath.
It's tough, yeah.
I would have helped so much with the Basilisk. When they
That's
were
why I
underground.
threw it in front of you.
I will say this. Ranger is fun for more of a story campaign aspect. You are perfect for this world because when we are doing mostly travel, so you are pretty much invaluable.
Not valuable for combat.
No,
Actually, yes, I am valuable. I'm just a body.
you are a glass cannon for what you do, where you go extremely high damage and
Yeah. And I'm just there.
and it's like, and so pretty much you
I get-
capitalize on that first round because holy crap, Gloomstalkers do not come to play around or mess around. It's just they're there.
But when it also comes to combat, I do understand where you were talking about the beginning of our sessions is that you do need to bring up stronger enemies because all 3 of us are kind of busted.
Not even just that. It like James was saying, like I'm using a class that is completely homebrewed and needs to be adjusted properly. Because
So
at
it's
the current
either
moment, the runes that I have equipped to my stuff are
He's
level
using
20.
level 15.
That-
Level 15 material, 17 material.
yeah, whatever.
And you're
fucking-
overusing all of it, so even at level 17, when you're at that level, you can't be doing what you're doing already. So you're overdoing it everywhere. But it's fine, because you're learning the game, and no one really explained it to you, so it's fine. So we could either... I mean, well, he's in charge of it all. He gets to decide if you continue the way you are.
It's
Seeing
really
as-
not affecting the story in any way.
Yeah, it's like you can't really. The thing is, you won't get stronger. Period. Like you
I
are
don't-
capped.
I don't really
there.
think that, like, getting into other classes could help with it and help with getting stronger. And that's kind of
Like,
what I
there's-
wanted to do, but it just comes down to
In the end, it really, if we had anyone to blame, it's me for finding an old style Rune Knight I was taking bases on, and it was part of my homebrew page for what I had attained for D&D Beyond. And you skipped over the original Rune Knight instead. So I'll make it
Pharaoh is
work.
a Rune Knight.
He's homebrew Rune Knight. Same time the normal Rune Knight is lacking. So what I'm trying to do is find I'm currently making a good middle ground. If that makes any sense, where one, I love the amount of options that they give this homebrew, but I'm gonna make them better and more balanced, and it's just, forget where I went off. This is a lot of coding I'm having a hard time with, so.
So, to steer towards the questions, I know that the world is all like rainy and wet and all that. What do y'all actually think of the world itself?
I take the mindset of my character, where all he's known is rain. That's life, and I look for it through his eyes, and it's a good life. Sure, it was wet. At the same time, the world's adapted to it being wet 24/7. And in the end, we're never gonna die from thirst.
It's gonna sound a little edgy, but it fits Thormir's life. That's it. It just fits it. That's all I have to say. But actually, on Thormir's perspective, but when it comes to me individually, I think it's a beautiful world. I like to imagine it very. Being from Washington, where it can rain, it reminds me of our winters, where it's just nonstop rain, and kind of just viewing all this natural beauty wherever it is. And some of it kind of be a little bit deprived in some areas, not like for beauty, but like for people's living situations, because being not underwater, but constant rain kind of sucks ass. But this is the world we live in, so you have to think about it in a way that everyone's adapted to it. It just makes things a little inconvenient for other things. But I do remember going into that one realm that Madame Mariette, the cat, Goth Mommy, brought us to, and then just the scene of just no rain at all must have been so bizarre for all our characters of where's the rain? And just experiencing that for that moment. The only other way you can experience no rain is the cloud ships getting above the clouds.
Like, continue on your aspect, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an actual newfound religion developed based on Solaris trying to find the sun from Dark Souls. Praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
So, stuff like that. Whereas people are desperately trying to, like a cult or religion desperately based on trying to return the approval of the existing remaining people to witness the sun.
Only the
Same
rich can
time.
experience the sun, Lars. The noblemen and women.
I don't think they even can.
The airships. It goes above the
Yeah.
clouds.
Do they go above the clouds?
I thought they did.
Do they?
Well, do they? Or do they not? Dugga dugga. Oh shit.
Yeah,
I
just
got
why Lars
followed
is trying to get enough money to get on one.
Damn it, of course he's not gonna admit it.
And Meister, it's both. It is always raining. And some days it will rain lighter, other days it will be thunderstorms.
There's always just water falling from the sky.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've experienced a thunderstorm. An episode where there's.
Would you
actually
like
thunder.
to?
Yes. I'm actually getting it at the same time. I've kind of been trying to spare the encounters, which I've already been on challenging rating this entire time, so.
I don't know
Yes.
how much more of a challenge it would be unless there's lightning. You get zapped and then da 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 da. Done.
Yeah, 60-10 every round. And then if I'm hasted, no, I can't. That's the main reason I haven't done it. Everything's around haste. I'm support caster or utility caster.
And also, when it comes to winter, does it just non-stop snows? Is
We are
there
in
a
the
winter?
mountains. That's like we are on the top of the world.
Yeah.
So like, is it just always cold,
So
or has the
like-
world adapted?
Or do we live in a flat Earth?
No, you would
Is
have
there-
drowned.
We would have drowned.
So like the mountains that we see here are actually like the top of the world. Period.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Originally, and then everything below is like the small valleys. So it's.
I think it'd be awesome to have some like snow. I love snow.
Snow is
Well,
awesome.
Go where you can find it.
Asshole.
I'm being serious.
Let's sure. Let's send. I mean, we're gonna go to the volcano, so the amount extreme heat is gonna be something that we're gonna want to combat. Question: is this an active volcano?
Y'all have no idea.
Nope, we have no clue.
Nothing's erupted, so I mean,
We'll
should be
see.
fine, right?
You'll see in next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Maybe 3 or 4. Let's see.
All volcanoes are active if you throw enough explosives into them.
Okay, got it. I'll go to Yellowstone real quick.
That's just
That is
killing
not
everyone,
a
you
thought
dumbass.
that's never came into my head.
Then the Master, I went Izzet Engineer backstories, which means I am granted Call Lightning as part of my list of options to pick from. So
Now,
I just don't want to abuse the system. If it makes any sense.
Abuse it.
Part of why I've used the lightning rune on my fucking greatsword so much.
Lightning Boy.
It's also why I have lightning resist on my armor as well.
He's just a lightning boy.
Since I can upcast it, Dungeon Meister, I can do it at technically 5th level right now. So I'm constantly getting 60-10 every round. Main problem is I have to decide between Call Lightning or upcast Haste on everybody, which technically Haste would always be the better option because I'm giving everybody a +2 to their ACs. An extra action, so. It's a hard part.
As a player, can I ask questions to the other
Yeah.
players? What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on Thormir? Because I'm kind of like, if you want to ask me about what my thoughts are on y'all, I will give you my thoughts. But even to DM,
I think you a bitch. No.
damn.
I did not consider that. That is correct. So
Space is
if I
dropped, it stuns for a turn, a full turn.
that is very true. Same time they have to beat. Will has to beat a, I believe, a 22 AC, which is not too hard with the creatures he's sending our way. At the same time, it takes a lot to get. Yeah. Yeah, no, if they were stunned, that would be terrible. But if you're stunned, you get every hit that happens on you is a crit for melee, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, start a Tempest Cleric would be insane here. But for Faramir, Faramir. Can we just add an A?
No!
For Faramir. Lars thinks of them as a
Test subject.
that too, but interesting companion. He's done a few dwarves, but he's a strange dwarf. He drinks more than most dwarfs, so he's a dwarven alcoholic.
That's pretty bad. But yes,
That's
kind of
very
what I'm going for.
He also thinks, from what he's seen, that perhaps Faramir should go to practice range.
Next time I will use you as an arrow.
You could probably shoot me with that heavy. You could probably shoot the gnome through the heavy crossbow.
Maybe we should try.
We should not try.
It'd be fun.
That sounds like my back getting completely destroyed by the mechanism as I am launched. Because I don't go up and over, I go through, so it's just place. No.
Yeah. Thormir finds Lars to be quite interesting. Hard to keep up with, though, sometimes, because you're kind of nutty. But does enjoy how you're kind of, you do like to play around a little bit. But does not appreciate being a test subject. But when booze is involved,
you get alcohol out
does
of it,
not
you're
say
fine.
No. It doesn't say no. And he kind of takes it as accounts to payments of using you as an accountant. Fair trade.
Done deal. I'm okay being account for this trade. Because I have
Don't tell me you have a fucking list.
I have a list.
Fuck no.
I am an alchemist. I have to keep every single little item and material in here.
You're lucky I have persistent
And
poison.
this is just my alchemy page. So we have tried. Okay, we tried the fluffy. We have not tried the fluffy fungus yet.
Oh, goodness.
The strange cherry-like fruits. The bright. We tried the bright orange ones that works as a mosquito repellent. Stiff angler stalk rough hair mushroom. Large ivy.
What's y'all's favorite fight so far?
It's a tie, honestly. It's between the zombie fight that took all of like 3 seconds and the goop one. I liked the zombie one because it was just outside of Matt taking an axe to the chest. It was literally done in a matter of seconds.
I like the zombie one a lot too.
I like
It
being
put
able to
me-
turn it into a fucking lightning rod. That was really fucking cool. And then,
That put me on the closest to death.
and then, the fight with the, what is it called? The goop monster?
Basilisk?
No. The
Oh.
basilisk pisses me off. That's not one of my favorites.
No, the basilisk was just anxiety the entire time because it can happen out.
Yes!
It doesn't matter what.
And you didn't listen! And then you dropped a cave, our one exit, on itself after we were told specifically it stopped being a mine miles ago.
At the same time, I had more confidence in that Will wouldn't barricade thousands of miles. I was only aiming for a small section of it, not the entirety of it.
This is
If it was
this
the
is like
small section that I wanted it to be, we would have been fine.
but it wasn't
Just
a
saying.
mine, it was a cave, and this is like normal cave structure bullshit of like, if something happens, if the earth shifts, if anything happens, then most likely everything goes. The fact that we
Yeah,
didn't also
technically,
get
we should
pushed.
Be dead.
Yes.
Technically, especially for App, we should have died. So, I'll turn to that.
I liked
I
the goop
expected-
one because it was mostly, at least on Darrow's side, a battle of attrition until something else happened. I know I didn't fucking kill it. I think I've had 2 kills so far stolen from me. Yes.
You've got most of the kills.
The automaton? No. The automaton, Thormir, came up behind it with his longsword, got a chink in the armor, and turned it off forcefully. And then the
I
goop,
was at, like,
one of you stole. I don't remember who killed it, but I know I didn't because I was sitting there on low as fuck hit points because I got grappled and chomped and scratched.
I think that was me actually. Too.
You stole 2 of my kills!
I think I killed the zombie.
No, I killed the zombie. I stabbed it in between the ribs with my lightning greatsword and willed it into overcharge. And because I was like, can I do this? Like, I know that the rune system isn't exactly explained because it was, at this point we were just learning that it was homebrew. It wasn't explained that if this could be done or not. But like, can I overcharge the rune and at the cost of like having to completely recarve it? And he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll allow that. How does this go? And I was like, plant it between his fucking ribs and then just lightning rod. And he did a thing where it was explained really fucking cool. That's why I like that one. You got smacked off of a building. The first 2 combats, you got punched through a carriage. And then the second one, you got up on top of a, like, broken down rooftop of a stable. And you're like, magic missile! And it just went, bitch, boom, and sent you flying. Thormir ran off to the side to try and get, like, shots off on it.
I did that purposefully to make sure that
Um,
Faramir wouldn't get hit.
He did that. Darrow was invisible, slides underneath the zombie, comes out of invisibility, which divided the attention of the 2 heads, because one was looking at Thormir, one noticed Darrow between his fucking legs, and then Darrow stabbed it in the knee, twisted, and then, like, cleaved it and cut off one of its legs, causing it to fall down onto one leg and on its bloody fucking stump, which then pissed it off, and then for some reason decided, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about this guy. I'm gonna say fuck that dwarf over there. And threw an axe that almost killed him.
Good times.
And then in response, Darrow sidesteps and then just plants the sword in the ribs, overcharges, and fries the shit out of it. And by that point, your character, because it was, like I said, because Will explained that combat is like done in like a matter of seconds, it was handled within like 15 seconds. Because it was that fast and executed that well. It was awesome,
but also Matt kind of got fucked up a little bit. Tempest Cleric, Channel Divinity, max out Lightning Thunder damage. I don't know, because like that doesn't fit the character. And also I don't know how going into Tempest Cleric would work when, you know, I'm now kind of branded and claimed by fucking Madame Muerte.
That's how it works. You would get the clerical powers from her.
I was about to say, yeah, that's how it works with the goth mummies.
The goth
Shocking
mommy is into
discovery.
taser play? Is that what I'm being told here?
Oh, we don't know her domain. We know that she has magic, so she's just giving you probably the most common magic of the world. Right now, because it's not fire.
Yeah, no,
it's
I've
either
had
water or lightning.
two stolen from me. The automaton was stolen from me, and then the goop monster was both stolen but also not, because like I was sitting there, you were trying to, because Ferrati was like knocked down or something, and she was like unconscious, and you were trying to get her reconscious, and I was sitting there trying to help you while also tanking the damage and getting grappled by this gooey fucker.
I will
and
say
then
this is when I was
Stormy just comes up behind you and just goes, stab.
I like how he's saying that it's all him and not a team effort.
Yeah, no,
It was a team effort, but
kill stealing.
at the same time, I'm sitting there chomping the shit out of it, and both times, on the automaton and the goop, all you did was get within melee range, and then longsword, and then your longsword does stupid damage to it, and it's like, yep, it dies now, and it's like,
I will say,
I did so
this was
much.
the brunt of the joke. This is where the brunt of the joke of you can't hit your shots started, because you could not hit this thing to save.
Well, no,
your
it was
life.
the fact that the automaton, his
That'd be a
arrows
good
couldn't.
jump.
No, it was the automatons. The arrows couldn't pierce because it's an automaton made of stone and metal. Arrows can't exactly pierce that very easily. The zombie, that was just a flub of the dice. And then
The crawlers, and then, yeah.
we had the skeletons. The skeletons was fairly standard.
I personally,
I like throwing the fuck. I like the fact of just like, is there a possibility I could pick up this skeleton's friend's skull and just yeet it at another one? Yeah. Okay, I do that. Okay, you killed the other one with his friend's head. But
I
then
will say
the
from-
goop monster had Matt. Either his shots didn't hit, like missed completely, or they did hit, but it was like absorbed, and there was nothing that could be done about it. The damage was not significant enough. That's what I remember about those fights. But both fights, he just said, fuck this, melee time, gets in range, and does like one or two hits, and it's dead. And it's like, on both of them, the automaton Darrow grappled, and the fucking goop monster, I was getting grappled and bitten and scratched at. Potentially even was almost poisoned. I made the check for that. I remember that.
that's gonna be bad if you failed.
I'm aware. It would have been, because I took physical damage and then also necrotic, I think. And then
Probably
Matt just walks up behind it because he had the Gloomstalker by this point, so he had like the bonus stealthing stuff and everything from Rogue and whatnot. I don't know. He walked up behind it and fucking like two-tapped the fucker, and it was like, I just got my shit absolutely fucking mauled, and this little hairy bastard drunk off his ass walked over with a metal stick and just goes bump bump. Ow! And then it was just the fucking bullshit. I'm gonna go open the chest. Are you sure about that? You're on 18 health. Nope, I'm gonna sit my happy ass right here. I'll go open it. Are you sure? Matt, don't do that. He said it in a very ominous way. Don't go open it. Nah, it'll be fine. You open up the chest and it explodes in your face with fucking C4. Ah. Would you like to make a deal with the DM so you don't die here? Yeah. You have what, 2 or 3 deals with the DM now?
Waiting for Will to cash shows in.
I don't even know if Will's registering what we're talking about. He's just tuning us out.
Oh, I am. I'm listening. You all are still talking, and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. That's what this is for.
Yep.
I was the one who took out the venom
Yeah.
guy.
I have killed in total 3 enemies.
They were skeletons.
4.
They were
I
skeletons.
had a wizard duel. It was.
What was
everything
the
I-
wizard duel? I don't remember this.
At the start, because we got banditized, like attacked by bandits. At like the very start.
well,
Are you talking about the 3 dudes on the road?
No, we got attacked by a wizard, or like a wizard and bandits.
When?
It was like at the very start, man.
I
Like
do
the
not.
very start.
Are you talking about your drug deal that almost went bad?
No, like it was like at the start when like it's like the first time Frati actually. No, wait, it was really early.
There
And
was
it really
a
was-
there was a instance where there was 3 dudes on the road with a hole dug in the ground looking for treasure, and they were just being stupid. I was
No,
suspicious of it. You were suspicious of it. And in that instance of us going, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Ferrati ran off, and me and Thormir had to stay here, or had to go find her, and you stayed at the road with the people.
And I became a tyrannical wizard. No, there was a bandit attack. We have had one bandit attack. I had a little minor wizard duel. My expectations for the fight and battle were quick snuffed out, but I won. Like I'll figure out if we have to find it again, but I'm pretty sure we fought a group of bandits. Well, have we fought a group of bandits?
No,
Or am I thinking of a different?
I'm pretty sure you're thinking of a
Campaign.
different campaign, bud. We had
There's too many.
3 random morons looking for treasure in the middle of the road. You and me confronted them, and then Ferrati ran off, and then me and Thormir, because Thormir could track, went to go look for her, and we found her in a cabin, and I left you there with our ride and the 3 random dumbasses, and you were just like, "So how you doing?"
It was not that.
There was no bandit thing. The only other combat outside of the automaton, the goo monster, and Varoving, like that whole thing, and the basilisks,
I do
was
remember having a
the
wizard fight, though.
skeletons. Was the skeletons. There was the skeletons. That's it.
I know it's been a while, but I swear I had a wizard battle.
I don't think it was this campaign, bud. I do not think it was. I do not remember you having a wizard battle.
And I took his shoes.
You took the shoes from the Hobbit, the dead one.
I have 3 pairs of shoes now.
I need to get more
Matt, fuck
photos.
yourself.
Nope. I don't do that.
Yeah, but my favorite fight probably was the skeleton fight. For like the zombie and the skeleton fight. Like
There
that
was no
whole area.
zombies. It was just skeletons.
It was a skeleton, and it was the zombie. Because one, it was like it got climactic real quick. The mechanical one, that was a very fun battle. Main problem is I expended my entire Sparrow arsenal, my entirety of it, and it was still not even close to being dead. And it became just me using cantrips for 4 rounds. So that it quickly became a slog.
Are you talking about the automaton fight, like at the start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was more of like I expended everything. That's the point where I'm like, okay, this is a bit ridiculous. But at the same time, that's low wizard battle. That's just how it happens. You cast 3 spells. I'm out of spell slots, so I can get 1 shot. Still could get 1 shot. However, I like the skeleton fight because it just felt like we were constantly going against these
Giant boss monsters.
high challenge rating. Like it's like all the difficulty. We skipped easy, medium, and we just were on constant hard mode the entire time. And then this is the quick.
Yeah,
skeleton
it
fight
was kind of just like a
nice-
drop in difficulty. It was like,
It was a nice change of pace.
Okay. And then
back
you
to
two tried getting a whole bunch of gold, and I was just sitting there like, this shit's probably cursed as fuck.
I should have grabbed more. We should have grabbed more.
Probably, yeah.
So much
In
more.
hindsight, yes, but at the same time, we're sitting here, we're dealing with necromancers, we're in the tomb of a dragon, or a lair or whatever, and there's gold on the ground. I'm just sitting here like, bad feeling. Nope.
Nothing's happened yet.
Well, exactly, nothing's happened, so I was sitting there
I
like,
have spent every single gold piece from that horde. Except one.
this man's gonna turn into Jack Sparrow. Gnome version.
Why? Because it's an old coin from previous times, so that's why he's kept it like, this is really cool. No, we should have kept. We should have just got more, but I was suspecting that the big boss guy was coming that made the apprentice, so we had to leave. Ugh. Yeah, I did the math. We got 175 gold, 25 gold party. I don't have any spell. I don't have any potions to sell or make, so us getting some travel time would be great, so I can make some potions on the road.
So what I'm hearing is we need money.
Not even that
We
much
got
money.
paid a good amount of money. Main problem is high-end magic stuff. Just magical items in general, they cost a lot of money. I don't want to, but I could sell the Sovereign Glue and the Universal Solution, which I've never used, which I want to use because I've never actually used in the campaign because now DM is... You don't give this item out for plenty good reason. And I want to use it at the same time. That's a legendary, wondrous item. It's worth a lot of gold, probably, and we could really use the gold. Hopefully we get a lot of gold for whatever we're doing with Mazik or the Khajiit character, Tabaxi.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin. Khajiit has a treasure map, but he wants your help. Khajiit does
Khajiit
not seem
has treasure
trustworthy,
map.
but, you know, he's gonna give us all the shit that we want if we just let him have what he wants. We might have to kill Khajiit. It'll be fine.
If each of us can get a magical item out of it and just increase our potential, that'd be great. I think Lars has the most magical items, technically, that aren't... No, actually, Arrow has the most magical items, because he inscribes runes.
I inscribe runes, and then there's the fuck-ass just mundane ring that gives off a faint little glow, and then the fucking cloak of billowing that you got me for no reason other than to make me look majestic.
You look majestic, and I'm not complaining, and I am happy with my decision still.
No fucking reason.
Yeah.
Sitting there going,
There's
we
plenty of
need
reasons."
money, and then you spent money on a cloak of billowing for why?
Because it was amazing. And you look fantastic. And later down the line, when you need to give a speech to inspire an army or people around you, you're going to be grateful that it's there because holy crap.
The fight with fucking Veroving, or even, like, against Ferrati, technically, but, like, that was also pretty memorable.
That was a kill fest just waiting to happen.
Well, it's also, we were fighting with our hands tied behind our back, like... We didn't want to kill the kid, but... Also, how the fuck do you take down a wyvern without stabbing the shit out of it?
It wasn't a wyvern, it was a bloody dragon.
Yeah.
It wasn't even, like, the issue wasn't even, like... Because if we had time and planning, we probably could figure out how to do so, but we had no time, no planning, thinking on our fucking feet. Oh shit. Our adopted
my
kid is
spell.
now a problem. Fuck.
I walked in with maybe half my spell slots. Well done, Will, but curse you, Will, because holy crap, I needed more of it what I had. I don't think I had a single third level. I had one third level spell slot.
Hey,
Did
can you
most
fly? No, I have like one spell slot left. Why? All
I
right.
used everything to get us out of that forest with as much HP as possible. I'm like, can we take a short rest? No, we're just gonna go straight in. I'm like, I am going to die.
Fucking Thormir touches a goddamn leaf and then gets teleported 3 feet away, and it's like, yeah, this is gonna be a bad time.
I took one leaf and I lost half my HP.
I figured it out.
You lost 1 HP. Got it.
I have 38 HP.
No. You got 2.
6.
You got 2.
Yeah.
That fight with Feratu was actually pretty intense.
It was. Yeah.
I just couldn't do shit because all my weapons are lethal. There's no such thing as non-lethal with me, so it's just put them up.
In fact, say that you're doing non-lethal damage. Yeah.
The only thing that's non-lethal is magic.
You
I can't
literally.
hold that back.
Yeah, you literally could have just been like, yeah, no, non-lethal, because like I was using the great sword's flat of the blade and like swinging that shit around, and then you just say, "Fuck it, fisticuffs, come on, bitch," and it was like, sure, but you're not gonna do a lot with that, and then you got your shit rocked and sent into a pillar.
You just say you're doing non-lethal, and you can, I can play around that as like you shoot an arrow, you're shooting it in like a knee or an ankle,
and then you roll on that one and it goes in the eyeball.
What if it gets infection? That's fucking lethal.
Okay, you're nitpicking at that point, bud.
You get your
boxing
full
glove
HP back.
arrow.
You get your full HP back by just sleeping for 8 hours. I don't see how a magical world is going.
Video
I have
game
a
logic.
broken leg. A broken leg. Oh wow! I rested one day and my leg's fixed.
That is true. That is very
Now I
true.
will say I am a little bit more realistic in the sense of like if you break something, you're fucked. Unless you have some kind of spell to fix that, it's gonna take a while.
If you take an axe
No
to the
druid or
ribs,
cleric
you're
here.
kinda fucked. Luckily, we had a necromancer on standby.
We are not
I
going
could've
to
slept it
Hawkeye
off.
levels of stuff here.
Would have been
That's
3
that
days.
fucking-
Bitch, Glove Arrow is not Hawkeye. That is Green Arrow. Put some fucking respect on his name.
That is Green Arrow. Yeah.
That's the one that flirts with bitches.
No, they flirt with him, and he just goes, cool. Dude, comic
Not
him.
so bluntly saying y'all need a healer. No, if they don't want a healer, I just get to make them spend money on potions.
So much.
I make potions and I'm not making enough.
Either you don't have the stuff, or you don't have the time. And guess what? Both are important for potion making.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I fucking balance your ass.
Yeah.
Luckily now, however, with the quintessence, it's the perfect thing for me. Why? Because I can
Honestly-
use the quintessence to make any potion I want.
I wouldn't
At a
be
cost.
opposed to the whole, like, Tempest Cleric thing. I don't know enough about clerics, how they work, how they function, because if it doesn't fit with my character, then I'm gonna sit here and be like,
Would you like a quick rundown? Because clerics are like one of my things that I really like because I have to constantly explain the difference between a paladin and a cleric to anyone and
know-
everyone that reads them.
Paladins aren't powered by a god, they're powered by their belief. I know that. You've kind of hammered that home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clerics are a conduit for a greater power of some kind. It can be anything from fae to a god to a demon even. Like, clerics are basically just a conduit. And Meister's not wrong. You could technically just have it flavored where the god that your fun Madame Muerte is empowering your runes and stuff, but with Tempests specifically, they get power from gods or a greater being that creates storms. It's every cleric is dependent on what that cleric does. Like knowledge clerics are going to be more of a a god of knowledge or a god of books or a god of history. Then you've got like life clerics that are a god of that could be under gods of like light, healing, gods of life, gods of creation, so on and so forth. And then you have like war clerics. They're fun. They are the only clerics that have access to heavy armor and can cast spells while wielding a weapon in their other hand. Because
War
normally you
clerics
need
are
both hands to do the somatic stuff for the fucking spells. But with war clerics, you're able to use a shield and a
I
weapon
cast fuck you.
and still cast spells. It's fun.
Warcaster.
Yeah, no,
Terrifying.
this is why I say like maybe a 26.5 just for the fact of like fleshing out the characters more and then potential like
What do you mean by 26.5?
instead of next week doing another like full-on story session, character adjustments, stuff like that, but that also could be handled differently. But like it feels like we just don't know enough, and then this is Will was talking about like the leveling feels good, but also you can't really start multi-classing into another class very easily.
You
At
can.
least
You just
Yes,
level
it's like,
with the next class.
you never know when you're gonna get another level up.
Yeah, that's why it's a decision you have to make. That's the fun part.
It's
That's
few
why
and
Matt
far.
was like,
It's
"I want
few and far
multi-attack."
between. It's
Yeah, that's why Matt
You
was
have
like,
no
I like
id-
the multi-attack, but now I'm going into rogue so I can deal more damage on this side. He had to make the decision of does he build directly into rogue so that he has that extra sneak attack and damage like that, or does he continue in ranger until he gets multi-attack and then go with rogue? And that's just how multi-classing is. It's a decision like any other in D&D. You have to make that decision, and that decision is something you live with because you either, fuck yourself out of other stuff, or, continue building in a path that you enjoy in your own way.
Yeah, this is why I sit here and say that it's kind of like wonky as shit, because I'm the person who will level out an entire fucking skill tree in a video game before going to the next one. So
Yeah.
you're sitting here having to tell me to do two different things at once, and it's like, but if I go off this path, then this starts to suck.
That's why I'm so weak right now.
No, you're
You're
weak
level
because you
5.
took an axe to the ribs.
You're level
Incorrect
5
as
now
well.
with a bit of rogue.
He's weak because he can't hit his shots.
That's why. But you have heavy multi-attack. You are plenty strong. Main thing what is really
You
holding
need
you
new
back
dice.
is
You need new dice.
I
you can't
never
really use
lie.
your heavy crossbow.
I say what my dice say.
No.
You get
It-
you get one attack with your heavy crossbow, but you can't really do that because you don't have crossbow expert for your. Do you have crossbow?
He doesn't have crossbow
I
expert, but the one time he
do.
did use it, he
You
fucking
do?
You realize
Oh.
the one time he used his crossbow was on the basilisk, and he pinned that fucker to the ceiling by its bottom jaw.
Yeah, no, it's terrifying.
The one shot he hit.
I'm at damn sure it hit. I was right up to that bitch.
Oh yeah, just looking at a basilisk, no issues there. You had to do multiple con saves to not get turned to stone. But yeah, you fucking pinned the fucker. Yeah. He's too happy with himself over there.
Yeah.
Like I
weapon
said,
mastery.
it's not that any of you are too overpowered or too weak. Darrow is usually invisible for most of the fight. Lars has only so many spell slots, and Thormir can't hit a shot. So
Again, it's either I go invisible and get the crit bonuses and we delete the thing, or I stay in front and get chewed on. The time I don't go invisible, I got chewed on.
Yeah.
Nom-nommed!
Yeah.
Rude!
It's all decision making. You get to make decisions. These are your decisions.
Yes, but
These are the
again, it
consequences of
feels
your
like...
decisions.
How do I explain this in a way that you understand? It feels like either you can progressively level this class... Oh, look at 13. It feels like you can progressively level this class, or you could start minorly leveling this, and it's not going to feel like much, but you could have gotten a few levels in your already existing class and be at least doing something here, but then you have to put that on pause to fucking do the other thing that's not going to matter because you're going to be fucking jacking off in the corner for fucking 7 sessions until you get another level up to finally do something.
Yeah,
I will
that's why it's a
say,
decision. It's an
I will
investment.
say this for multi-classing is the best way to describe it. For 5th edition, D&D, Wizards of the Coast did a really bad job for rewarding.
Yeah, Meister, here's
their
the issue.
players.
This is my first campaign!
Yeah.
So going to level 20, that's a terrible decision nowadays for this edition. Because your level 20 ability, like the grand all end all ability, is really bad for pretty much all the classes except Barbarian.
Except for clerics.
And Cleric. Like, there's very few classes that actually get fully rewarded for going
Well, I mean,
non-random
honestly speaking, though, all of the classes are built the way that they are because of the fact that they're meant to be fun for what they are. And you have a bunch of stuff that you get there. You have to you build as you get there, but at the same time, it's not really necessary one way or the other, and it's completely up to you. And it's not one of those things where it's like I'm gonna force you to multi-class, or I'm not going to. If you want to multi-class and you have questions about that,
I
feel free to
do,
ask.
but it feels like it's gonna take fucking forever to get online because I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first fucking campaign. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fucking pre-plan this shit and go, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, this. I don't know fucking anything. I chose fighter because that is like the bare bones most simple shit ever. I get half plate, I get great sword. Oh, look, I can carve runes into this shit and make it a fucking electric greatsword. This is great. I don't know how everything else works, and you're asking me to sit there and be like, oh yeah, multi-class. It's like, how? That feels like it's gonna suck for a long time, because we don't get a lot of levels. We get random shit that will never be able to fucking progress linearly. It's random.
That's
I
why
will
you ask-
continue.
That's why you ask questions. Because genuinely speaking, I don't mind helping you with that. And I know just about everything to do with all of the classes, other than for a select few, like Sorcerer, I've never touched. Don't ask me about
Sorcerer's just a
Sorcerer.
mess.
But if you ask me about Cleric, you ask me about Druid, you ask me about Fighter,
Bard.
you ask me about Barbarian, I could help you with those. And if I can't help you with the other ones all the way, I can help you by looking information up and then explaining it to you. But that's the fun part about multiclassing, is you never know how it's going to work unless you know what you're doing. And that's where the fear of multiclassing comes from. But if you look into it, if you look into it and it does interest you, feel free to ask questions, because if you don't feel like you can plan it, I can help explain it to you so that you have a better understanding of what you could be planning towards. And I can explain the subclasses to you so you have a better understanding of those that look interesting to you. I can help you to figure out how it would interact with your current build. I'm gonna sneeze again. No, I'm not.
Rune Fighter, it's not the same as you're thinking, Meister, because it's a homebrewed thing that James made that apparently I picked on
I did not
accident.
make it.
It's
You
Rune
just
Rune
said...
Fighter is a warlock thing.
No, it's I found this to take reference from for some of my stuff I was doing for my campaigns. This is apparently what someone else made, and they did not test this at all.
I'm not worried about it. It's really not all that strong or weak. It's strong enough to help right now, and weak enough that I don't feel like he's soloing everything I put in front of y'all.
He has a flame tongue weapon already.
No.
Yeah, it's a fighter main class.
Flame tongue? What?
So
I
flame
named one of
tongue
those-
is a magic item in D&D that is basically a flaming sword, and it's a base. So technically speaking, flame tongue is an enchantment, quote unquote, that goes on any weapon that you find. It can be moved to just about any weapon, but it's basically a weapon that, unless it is sheathed, is always on fire.
Yeah, we've talked about this. That's not how my runes work.
He has to.
No, you
activate
deal
his
lightning
runes.
damage every. If you.
No,
I don't
James,
think you
James,
activate it.
James. We talked about this. My runes are on a timer. That's what the thing says in my stuff. And I asked Will, is like, obviously you could say no because this is the game, this is the mechanics, this is how it's supposed to work. But can I have it only be active during fights or when I need it to be a fucking stun baton of a greatsword?
Oh.
Because otherwise a whole day's worth of carving is going to be used up in like 2 or 3 combats, and I would rather not have that happen. And he's like, yeah, sure, I don't see an issue with that. And then we had the zombie fight where it was a rule of cool thing. I'm like, could I willingly expend the entire rune, spending an entire days of carving to turn this fucker into a lightning rod and basically nuke him out of existence by, like, liquefying his fucking insides with lightning? And Will went, yep, how do you want to do this? And I told him, and then he put a fucking cool-ass story spin on it, and it was fucking awesome. That's why it's one of my favorite combats. It lasted short. The ending was cool. We saved Matt.
I just looked to you. I can't multi-class into a fighter. You can only multi-class twice.
You can multi-class multiple times.
I was playing around with it.
See,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is also why, like, I want more information because I don't know, like, what are the rules for D&D and what are the rules for our campaign? What are Will's rules for things? Because I know he doesn't like doing whatever modern is because modern sucks ass.
Yeah,
So, like,
the 5.5 is terrible, and I think that's what
That's
Matt's
why I
having
was
issues
saying
with.
maybe a 26.5 so we
No,
can
I'm
figure
looking
this
at
shit out.
5e,
We should
and it
probably
still
actually
says
downgrade him.
prohibited by rogue.
Darrow could benefit from 3 levels of Hexblade Warlock.
Yeah, but
You could
isn't
also
Warlock's, like,
benefit
weird
greatly from
shit?
Barbarian.
Technically speaking, right now you could consider yourself a Warlock with less steps.
That is true.
You don't get the magic side of Warlock.
Yeah, I got involuntarily branded. Now I have fucking weird powers thanks to this fucking goth god lady. I didn't ask for them.
What's funny is Hexblade Warlock you actually could get quite a bit from because Hexblade Warlock makes it where you could
Flame
technically
Blade as well.
I don't understand Warlocks. You'd think I understand what Hexblade is.
So Hexblade and Warlock, you have to make a pact with something. You've already done that. That's why I'm saying you're like Goodwill version of Warlock right now. Hexblade Warlock specifically is a Warlock that has their... So technically speaking, if you go for the Hexblade itself at the very start of your Warlock class, and you choose that as your option...
Well, because, like, we got to
The
level
demon-
6, and then it was like, alright, multi-classing, and I was like, multi-classing seems, like, not good for me right now, so just another level in Fighter. So, like, that's
Yep.
what I've done.
Warlock,
This is why I need information!
Warlock is very... Well, that's why I say, if you find something that looks interesting to you, or you want to know more about it...
I don't
ask.
know any of the... I can't ask about things if I don't know they exist.
Well, look into them.
Yeah. The
Not
reason's a
how
big
my
part of this.
brain works. I got given a fighter, and I was like, ooh, and then, like, the drop-down was like, Rune Knight, and I'm like, that one sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at
Basically
other
that.
things.
Yeah,
You
basically
somehow,
just do that.
Skip
when you
over
go
the
to-
ever proper Rune Knight and went.
Quite literally, just whenever you go to look at your levels or you look at your abilities, go to the manager and look at the Warlock class. and look at Hexblade.
Here's the issue there, Meister. My charisma is 0.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
big point. Actually, you are dealing lightning damage every single hit. 1d10 plus 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
James,
plain
it's
tongue.
on a timer, is what the thing was saying.
No. You have an activation ability, and you actually... I'm looking at the actual page right now, buddy. You have an activation ability, and you have a passive ability. Your passive is you're doing 1d10 plus 6 lightning damage bonus. That's constant. So it's a flame tongue. Just letting you know that. It's really good.
The shield spell is an awesome reaction spell that grants you a +5 AC when someone tries to hit you. You have one
And
reaction per round.
Yeah, my armor class right
You
now
can
is
make your
20.
AC at 27.
My AC right now is 20 because I have the lightning rune carved into my armor.
Lars puts haste on you, which is a +2 to your AC on top of that.
And then he
27.
has this weird kink where he makes me giant all the fucking time.
Yeah,
It
and you
works
don't need charisma to make
fantastic.
Hexblade
Do
work,
not
which is
complain.
great.
Not complaining, you just keep fucking doing it, and then
Yeah, because I'm trying to make you the biggest target in the room.
Is your wisdom or charisma better?
My charisma is technically better. My wisdom was a dump stat. I put 1 point into it because I had, like, I think one of the level up things I had was, like, you could get 2 points to allocate into stuff, so I put 1 more into Constitution and then 1 into Wisdom. That brought it from an 8 to a 9. So
Got
it's
it.
still -1,
Oh.
but I just was
hello.
I was trying to bring it more so that, like, I could have Wisdom and Charisma just be +0, so that way I don't have negatives on checks. But that's going to take another couple of levels
Do you
to
not
be able
know
to
about
handle.
beats?
Buddy, my entire fucking D&D and D&D Beyond stuff is borked as shit because I'm using homebrew stuff, new stuff, and old stuff. A bunch of things that I should have, I don't have. And I'm having to sit here with a fucking... almost a plot hole because I was like, yeah, I would like to have Draconic and, like, Leonin and Orc and Elvish and stuff. And then we had the session where Matt talked to Ferrati in certain languages that I technically understood and have to pretend like I didn't fucking understand. Because it wasn't on my character sheet at the time.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
That's what I'm saying! No, then.
Common, Draconic, Elvish, Leonin, and Orc.
Do you have linguist?
Nope. I was told that I could
How do you
add
have
up to
so
5.
many?
I was told I could add that many, alright? So, fucking... eh.
How the crap do you have 5? Typically,
I
my
go off of
dice are
what I am
4.
told!
As
Fuck!
a DM, I allowed him that because he has the soldier background. You have to interact with multiple races as a soldier.
Yeah.
He's also
I'm not a linguist! I was either gonna fucking figure out how to communicate with the natives, or people were gonna die.
No, you are
He's also
considered a
old.
linguist.
No, linguist is a stronger feat. He just has the ability to speak the languages. He doesn't have the extra stuff that comes with linguist.
Oh, he doesn't know how to read.
It's the idea of, like, working on a construction site and talking to the Mexicans.
I know how to
and
fucking
learning
read, fuck
Spanish
you.
that way.
Alto.
Yeah,
alto.
that.
He
Do
knows
you know how to speak
the languages,
Spanish?
He doesn't
No.
know how to actually read them.
Then how do you know what they're saying? I've worked around them for too
Just
damn long not to.
He may not know how to read the language.
3 levels
He may
into
not-
Tempest
but
Cleric
he
or
does know
Hexblade
how to
Warlock?
speak it.
I need to know more about Tempest Cleric and Hexblade to be able to make that decision, but also that would mean that I would take 3 levels out of my variant fighter to go into those classes, which then would knock me down. So, like,
You're surrounded by veteran players.
I am
So we-
aware of this, but
We can help
you guys are failing to understand the fact of, you're like, yeah, just ask questions. That's not how my brain works. No one tells me about these things, so I don't know about them, so I go with what I know, which is Rune Fight or Rune Knight Fighter. I carve shit into other shit. It gives me a little bit of magic stuff that makes me go zap zap and then fuck you.
Yeah, I know about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 languages.
Aren't you the wizard?
sure-
Aren't you supposed to study
I
things and
sure-
know stuff?
Yeah, when I'm looking at my language list, I'm like, what the crap? Why does everyone have more? Like, I should have a
There's
lot
a
more. Like,
there's a difference because backstory wise, Hoodie's character speaks with a lot of different people as a soldier. Thormir, I think he chose linguist as a feat.
I have 3.
Nope. Ruined.
Common,
Ruined.
Draconic,
He
Gnomish.
has, as a background, he's got the ruined background, so he has languages. And then you learned alchemy. You focused hard.
You stayed in your tower, read your books, and did your potions. You figured out what happens when you put a mushroom with butterfly wings. That.
We're just gonna go back to Skyrim.
Nom. I feel funny.
Going back to actual basic alchemy of real life, because that's how
Last
so
3 levels
many
of fighter is
people
an extra
died.
attack ASI. I don't know what ASI is. Martial feature. Additional skill
No.
point? No. Well. Martial feature.
James, what's the thing?
I'm thinking.
What's ASI?
I'm only level
ability
6.
score increase. Yeah, that's it.
Ability score increase. There it is.
Yeah, so ability fucking point, basically.
What he's saying is basically you get like an extra attack. You get to increase one ability 2 points or 2 abilities 1 point, and then another martial feature where you roll a dice and you get to do another extra thing. But with
I have
Hexblade-
multi-attack, I know that.
with Hexblade, you get a bunch of like useful spells and little abilities and stuff, as well as Tempest Cleric maxing out your lightning damage, because that's what Tempest Cleric is just lightning. It's a lightning cleric. You literally are just doing lightning damage because lightning.
I mean, like, I kind of fuck with the idea of doing the cleric thing, but like it empowers the runes themselves, not just the lightning part. But I don't know how homebrew that is. So
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the Squirtle saxophone. What?
I like the idea of doing a cleric where the runes are empowered, so that way it's not just locked down to one type.
Also, ability scores also allows you to pick a feat, if you did not know that. Feats are awesome abilities, so instead of your little +2, if you wanted to change, we probably could rick on this a bit, because you didn't know about this.
I don't know a lot.
Because feats allow you to pretty much choose like a skill or something that adds. Like for example, there's
I'm pretty sure I saw that shit and went, I don't want any of these feats, and chose the 2 points. That's.
I think he did.
You do.
There was
think
no.
he actually
Buddy,
asked some
I
questions
went
about
through,
feats.
asked questions, and read the fucking feats and went, none of this
There's
works for me.
some abilities. There's some feats that give you a +1 in Constitution, and plus a lot of extra stuff. Feats are just amazing.
I went through and read the feats and asked questions, and they
Yeah,
didn't
you
work,
did
so
that.
I chose the ASI.
Pretty sure he did.
Listen to me when I tell you things. I already know I don't know anything about this game, but if I tell you I did this because why? Listen.
Where is it? Because I think this one would have helped you. I wish. Was I here when I?
My is and what I got was alert, meaning I can't get surprised by nothing.
Stuff like that is amazing. Or durable. You increase your Constitution mod score by 1. When you roll a hit dice to regain. Durable's good. Ish. Not really. It's good for more dungeon runs, but it's. For what we're doing, it's a bit more hard. Great Weapon Master is something that you 100% should get.
You haven't looked at my fucking character, have you?
No, because it's not my character to look at. It's not my person to look at. It's
Acrobatics and athletics, great weapon fighting, second wind, action surge,
There's
martial
also,
archetype with rune knight, rune engraving with the runes for 1 per weapon, 4 on armor, 1 per ring, 1 per necklace, 1 on cloak. Rune of Lightning, Rune of Fire, and Rune of Force are the 3 that I have chosen so far, because as I level up, I get choices of runes. Ability score improvement, feat Savage Attacker, extra attack, and extra attack special. Languages, ASI, skill, intimidation, or proficiency in intimidation.
Is your saving score? Is one of your saving scores to fighter, constitution? I can't remember. It's strength and dex, or is it?
It's strength and dex. That's what I chose. Or that's what it says right here, at least.
Well, if you wanted to, you could choose resilience. So increase your chosen ability score by 1 to a maximum of 20, and you gain proficiency in the saving throw of chosen ability. So whenever you had to make a
This is
con
hurting
saving
my
throw,
brain.
whenever you make a con saving throw, you get to add your proficiency modifier.
I have a
This-
con saving throw of +7.
It could be a plus 10.
No, that's with the proficiency, buddy.
This is making my brain melt. This is...
Or are there sentinel? Half fade probably would be really good for him as well.
Either way, there's
Holy crap, you got a lot more pluses than I do. +3 strength, +2 dexterity, +4 constitution, +1 intelligence. That's wisdom.
for Lars, stay a wizard.
Oh my
Yeah, obviously.
gosh.
No change in this course path. None. Maybe fighter at level 18, 19, if we go that
I completely forgot about the heroic inspiration moment.
Owl bears.
That circle's not going to protect you from owl bears there, Lars. And then Will just sitting there for 5 minutes giggling, going, you know what? Point of heroic inspiration. For a pun? Yeah, that was funny. What did you do for your character, Matt? Because I just knew that I couldn't max out certain skills and just, like, divvied it up and made it work somewhat.
What is your stats?
17, 15, 18, 13, 9, 10.
Mine's 10, 17, 12, 8, 15, 13.
Did you roll for yours?
I just did what it was given to me.
Yeah, no, I got the fucking little window where it was like, distribute these points, and I was like, okay, bit.
I am as following: 8, 14,
Again,
14,
my charisma
18,
and my
18,
wisdom
0.
were negatives. I made my charisma not a negative, and my wisdom is still -1.
Did you use my?
We used your yeah.
I think
No,
so.
I'm asking Matt. Did you use my point system, or did you use the ones that it had the drop down and you picked the numbers?
I might have used the drop down.
That's
Yes.
probably why.
So I'm
You should
looking at it right now.
also,
That's probably why.
I used the
should
standard
probably-
array.
26.5!
Yep.
You
The
should also
standard array,
probably-
you should be swapping to manual and putting points in with my point system.
You should
What is
also
your point
consider
system?
switching from 2024 edition to 2020 to 2016 edition, or 2014 edition, because they dug up my beloved
Oh,
Ranger from 2014 out of the grave. They put the coffin on the side. They brought an excavator. They dug a couple scoops down and then threw it back in.
Whole bunch of words to say that they just fucked over Ranger even more.
Yeah.
I also think that that 5.5e is the reason you can't multi-class more than twice. Or more than 2 classes.
Yeah.
5e
not to
allows you to
mention-
multi-class as many times as you want. You could have a level in every class if you wanted. It would not
Is
go
it-
well, but you could have a level in every class.
Jack
I
of
am
all
a jack
trades,
of all
master
trades.
of none.
That doesn't mean I am not good at all trades.
Yeah, well, Baldur's Gate has Baldur's Gate 3 has a whole achievement for getting 1 level at each class. Well, I'm glad that Baldur's Gate knows that there are players that would genuinely try that.
Just run. Here we go.
A
So what?
I'm sure somebody's made that work, but I could not.
Honestly, I might just fucking, especially with D&D Beyond being an absolute fucking shit show, might just fucking move all this shit to like a fucking Google Doc, but I don't know.
Move it to paper. There's plenty of paper sites.
There is a whole sheet for D&D 5e, but
I'm
And I'm
aware
trying
that
to
sheets exist.
actually-
I'm just talking about the fact that like I liked the fact that this was like
shit.
just a link that I could edit, but also this shit's so fucking confusing. It's not confusing for you guys, for fuck's sake.
Actually, I learned on paper.
I learned on
D&D
paper.
Beyond was like a heaven sent.
Mm-hmm.
My first ever campaign was me, Cole, and Clay, and I had played my first ever character as a DMPC and had to pretend I didn't know there was a slime on the ceiling for the Icespire storyline. You know how awkward it is trying to pretend you don't know that there's a slime on the fucking ceiling that's going to drop down on one of the players? I also, when I first started, had my players rolling investigation on every single wall. Meister, I didn't say that it was easy for you. I said it was hard for me as a first-time player. It's also not difficult being a DMPC. It's difficult being a DMPC with 3 players in the group total, including yourself.
Yeah, DMPC is you just let
DMPCs
mostly
are not difficult.
No, they're just easy. You just gotta get
Especially
over
the ones
there's-
I've played.
Yeah. I hate your changelings, but yeah.
The changelings are so much fun though.
I hate them.
But they're so fun though.
There's a monster just waiting to happen.
The changelings are so fun. Genuinely. But when it comes to DMPCs now, it's mostly like, alright, do y'all want one? Yes? Or do y'all want one? No? Okay, I won't play. Do y'all want one? Yes. Alright, we're gonna roll for it and create a character for you. You don't like that idea? Alright, I will play filler. Whatever y'all want to play, y'all play. I will fill in the back. Or I will fill in the backflow.
Yeah. A force player? Yeah, that'd be fun in this campaign, but gotta have some. We gotta get back on the actual regular schedule of playing for one to happen. Same time 3 players are good. It's not like when we had to fight a dragon with 3 players.
I just hear a straight out yeehaw.
Changelings are so much fun though. And you know that there are 2 other races of creature that you hate more when I play them, James. One of them has scales and the other has sharp teeth.
We're not talking about Dursta.
I wasn't talking about that. Dursta was bad, but I'm talking about dragons and vampires.
The fuck?
I have a very strong hyperfixation on the habits and power tripping of vampires and dragons. So I have a very fun time role-playing dragons and their personalities, as well as vampires, and their very egotistical, narcissistic tendencies. It's so much fun. I have I have a poster, a display, of a brass dragon, as if it was a study note from a wizard.
It's cool.
It's really cool. It's like really, really cool.
I like them. Did you know that brass dragons are the most talkative motherfuckers because they just like talking to people? They will actually kidnap people just to talk to them.
And the person will try to leave the conversation or and they will keep making excuses why you can't go, and you.
It's great. Brass dragons genuinely are some of the nicest dragons that you can meet, and their horde is personal interactions that they have with people.
Stories, everything. They love them.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. Session 9, wake up, eggs, bacon, breakfast, discuss the day, go hunt the necromancer. In the cave, find a mundane ring, walk in further, hear someone that is very upset. He couldn't have just left, where is he? I'll hide. Activate Shadow Wreath, fight skeletons, find a kid holding a vial of black ooze. Rush him to try and grapple and stop him. I fail. He drinks it. I'm fighting Venom. That is what my notes say, word for word. Yeah, I see your brass
like
dragon,
dragons.
buddy. I see that.
I like dragons.
I know.
You want to learn about dragons?
Wagons.
You want to learn about dragons?
Are we going
His
to
head's a funny
introduce some
shape.
of our custom dragons?
Do you want me to?
Uh-oh.
Yes. Because then you have to give us items to actually deal with these threats.
No, I don't.
We
Whether or
can't
not
fight them then!
Whether or not you get the items is up to you and your ability to find them.
Oh, Meister, he kind of skipped over a thing with the fucking, with the basilisks. These weren't normal basilisks. He made a custom stat sheet for them, and these fuckers could burrow into the goddamn rock.
That's normal basilisk, buddy.
You said it was a custom stat sheet, you fuck.
Yeah,
James was
I
wrong.
said it was a custom stat.
Oh my
It can't be a custom stat sheet because he has to manipulate stuff. So I don't know stuff because I like numbers. And
Dragons.
that's 223 HP and oh, that's ancient. That's is it 274? They're 324.
Imagine having tremor sense and all you see is the snout of a creature underneath you.
Eh.
I like dragons. Did you know that the reason that dragons in 5e in the Forgotten Realms are seen as metallics being good and the chromatics being evil are because the chromatics came from the scales that fell off of Tiamat, and the metallics came from the scales that Bahamut shed by choice so that he could fight off Tiamat's army of chromatic evil dragons?
And the fact that Tiamat and Bahamut were once one dragon, but he split so that there could be a stronger dragon race, but they refused to breed with each other, and the beginning of war of power and etc.
Dragons.
Dragons. Lore. Fun. Yeah, welcome to D&D. Where we let our imaginations go wild.
Did you know Tiamat has kids who have multiple heads and she kills them because they could be threats to her power?
Did you know that the entirety of the 9 hells, all the coils, all the terms, all the everything is all one being? That is Asmodeus, who is a sleeping original deity of the existence, of the creation of existence. And all the souls that he eats on the 9th floor is all so he can regain his power to fight the other deity.
That depends on which backstory you're looking at, because Asmodeus is also the ruler of.
Yeah, no, it's a skin. It's like all a facade of him and everything.
And he's Asmodeus is the ruler of the 9th ring. No, 3rd ring in the Forgotten Realms.
In the Forgotten Realms, Asmodeus is in charge. Period.
Yes, but he also specifically rules one of the rings. I can't remember which one it is.
9th. He's at the bottom.
Maybe. I also know that he's the reason that the succubi exist. because they were at one time love angels. They were meant to help heroes find their one true love after they got done, helping the world or helping others and helping people and stuff like that. And when the gods decided that they were worth, giving a moment of respite to, the love angels would go down and help the heroes actually find somebody to settle down with. And Asmodeus and the love angels got tired of only being allowed to give that affection to heroes and those that helped others and save others and stuff like that, because there were so few and far in between, and they got tired of only allowing those people that affection, so they went against the gods, and then the gods said, no, you can fuck right off, and so they fell to the 9 hells. And there's a succubi that is currently a demon queen that went to the abyss because she was trying to make Asmodeus notice her. And so she went to the abyss to try and gather information on the demons. And she still sends back information on the demons to him as a devil. And because of the blood war, he is currently helping keep the demons at bay because of her information. But the abyss obviously corrupts all, and she is falling to the corruption. So she is much more primal and angry as a succubi than Asmodeus is as a devil.
Do you want me to continue this as well? For the Illness books?
She is very interesting. And he is very interesting. She's the one that creates succubi that feed off of life force and kill people just because of the fact that they want to. And Asmodeus creates succubi that are feeding off of people's dreams and their mana. So you have succubi, so that's why in 5e they're just classified as fiends rather than devils or demons. Or no, they're classified as
fiends in general.
What is it?
Fiends.
Yep. And fiend is an overarching term for both devils and demons, and they have specifications on it on each of their stat sheets. But succubi are just fiends because you never know which one you're going to get. It's like tieflings. Displate. Not sponsored, but I would love to be. You have any idea how much I would love to have a bunch of displates all over my...
Bro. I would have an entire back of them. I want a bunch of Warhammer ones. Like, it's so good, I want one, but there's so much money.
Yeah, no.
They're really not that expensive. It's just the fact that I can't hang them up yet because I don't have the magnets.
Don't they come with the thing?
Yeah, but I had to super glue them to my wall on my old one in my old room because my old room had popcorn.
You literally had you have that entire fucking ceiling back there that you could like tile that shit on and have like a cool ass fucking mosaic of displates.
The problem is that the texturing fucks with the sticky side of the magnets.
You need better magnets then.
There's a limited edition one which I really want. Wow.
I got Brom.
You made him start looking at displate, and now you're gonna cost him money.
Stand behind Brom.
I might just get this. This is... Whoa. I have to post this. I might get this. Oh, God.
All of their stuff is really reasonable, too.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at my notes, and the one arrow that Matt does hit on the glob just got absorbed. That's a cool one. I like that one.
Not sponsored.
I can't even show it.
I would love to have just a mural wall of displays. Trust me, I would.
I've never heard of Displate.
Display are
Seriously?
metal posters.
Really?
They're
First
everywhere. I
time.
don't know how you haven't heard of them.
He's not online for fucking anything. You want to think your grandparents are offline? No, this fucker's got them beat.
Displate. Let's see.
When did I get
Literally, just look up anime display. You will be in heaven.
I have 265 followers. Where's the fifth?
Reject.
Where's the 65th? I don't see a. Am I stupid? I don't see a.
I took a Jinx one.
Anyway. But yeah.
I can't. I think Will would really appreciate this one. But it shows it. That's kind of a
Eldrazi.
stretch out. It is so good.
Every wall deserves a cookie. Asking me to do the cookies.
Oh, I want this.
Oh, they have a cool Avatar the Airbender one. It's the Southern Air Temple. That's cool.
Okay, we are taking off a 10.
Anyway.
Ooh, the Monkey D. Luffy one.
Anywho. Yeah, no. We're actually coming up on 11:30 now. So I feel like that was a really good session.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other last minute thoughts, theories, any ideas on what may happen in the future? Any, what is the word? Any, it's when you guess what's going to happen in the future. It's not the theory, it's...
Foreshadowing?
Predictions.
No. Predictions. Any predictions? Anything like that y'all have?
I
We're
never
gonna
know what the
fail.
fuck's gonna happen whenever we get onto a session, so, like, I got
We're
nothing.
gonna fail to contain at
I
least
fucking,
one or two of them, and we're going to then get better at it, stopping him. But we can't stop him from releasing all of his friends, and we're gonna have to eventually take down them one by one until we face him again, and then it leads to then a greater fit after his defeat. The main reason how he's gonna get chaos to spread in the first place, and then. Do you want a list of my least favorite enemies as well to fight? Spread the love as you will.
I don't need to.
You already know so many of them.
Anywho. Matt?
I honestly have no clue as to what's gonna come to us in the future. I just know my feeling is after we interact with what the fuck's gonna happen in the future, if we fight all four of these individuals, if we stop them, I feel like it's a domino effect that it's gonna cause something else, or something that we didn't deal with in the past is gonna creep up and fuck with us. May that be the necromancer. Let's say we don't really finish the fucking shit with the church correctly.
Well, I
Everything
have
is
a feeling the
possibility.
fucking shit with the church is gonna come back on us somehow, because I doubt that Eros, or whatever the fuck his name is gone forever.
But yeah, that's just kind of my thought process and feelings. And holy crap, I really like this display.
And you don't have any predictions or theories or anything like that, Hootie? Nothing at all?
I don't really know what to expect when we fucking go in for a session, and then I just improv the fuck out of it. I predict death. Hopefully not. I would rather not get TPK'd on my first fucking D&D campaign.
We almost did several times.
Well aware. And you're the one sitting over there going, I'm gonna make you weaker.
I'm
At
gonna
your
make
own
you
peril,
weaker
little man.
now,
I will
make
go
you
invisible and
weaker.
leave you.
but I'm gonna make you stronger in the end.
Technically speaking, Meister's prediction has already come true, because, you know, Madame Muerte.
It all depends. It all depends on just what the fuck happens.
This is the one I want to get badly.
He moved! He fucking breathed!
Nice.
But, alright, if that's the case. With that, we come to the end of the first ever recap of Steam and Rain. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for coming along. We do apologize that the Wisp got you lost, but as usual, we were happy to keep the campfire roaring for you so you have somewhere to sit and listen to their stories. Tonight's story was obviously the story of the episodes 1 through 25 of Steam and Rain, as well as a few questions and a few answers from our players. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for coming along. And we hope to see you all join us again for the next story next time. Here in the Will-O-Wisp Woods.
Have a good day, have a good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Peace off.
Later.
Let's have some fun magic together.